stop by for the Nintenbyte. You got the Triforce and it feels right. Like Bowser, you can listen all night, singing peaches until the sun lights. Summer shoots her beam so bright. Master Hand always brings a fight. Catch 'em all and use that fire blast. Put the soul back to visit your past. Welcome to the Nintenbyte Podcast.
That's you, Eric. One of us didn't have it muted. Anyways, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Nintenbyte Podcast, episode 7. I do apologize to anyone who was watching live for the late start. Tech issues. You guys know I've been having lots of tech issues if you watch all my other live streams. And it looks like we might have another casualty in the tech issue space. That being Eric's camera. Of course, today, it probably looks upgraded because, you know, we're using a phone for him, which is obviously going to look good. Except he does kind of look like
Pink.
You're almost like an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, kind of.
Eric is a member of the Oompa Loompas today, so we're representing completely burnt face. I don't whatever you want to call it. Thanks, iPhone, for I guess beautifying him in a very weird way. We're gonna go ahead and go around the room, quick, introduce ourselves, and then get this show on the road because we got some big topics, and that topic roulette's going to be exciting because I don't know who the hell's taking what. Let's start first with our guest, Mr. Nintentalk.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me again. Excited to be here. Direct hype next week, it's looking like, so.
Hype. We got Andres Restart.
Hi.
That's all he's got. Thunder
okay, I could say more.
No,
you should not. All right, fine. All right, that's it.
What's up, guys? It's going to be a great show today. A lot of great topics. You guys are going to like this.
All right, then we got, obviously, the one and only Eric Moore.
What's up?
All right, buddy. Eric, I want to have you go first in our topic roulette. Go ahead, pick a topic. What are we looking at? What are we thinking?
Let's just go right out of the gates with the Nintendo Direct date and bingo. Why not?
Ooh, okay. That's gonna be topic 1. That's a hot topic right there. All right, that's a fun one too because Nintentalk contributed a late contribution to it that we're gonna toss on after the bingo part. So it's gonna be fun. Let's go. Andres Restart. What do you want to pick next?
The 3D Mario on Switch 2.
All right. Yeah, kind of figured that was his topic that he submitted for the week, anyways. Let's see. Thunder Steve.
I will take the third-party showcase. What games might come to Switch 2?
All right. That leaves me with the best topic of them all.
Heck yeah.
The top 5 Pokemon games and why. Obviously, the best topic for me. I do have a top 5, though. So,
All right. Eric, can I suggest something?
what's this?
A lot of people want to talk about Midori getting doxxed.
We can maybe start with that since obviously Midori has been a
I'm
lead
good with that.
for a lot of the shows, Nintenbyte Podcast, right? All that stuff.
Yeah.
This is to talk about the Midori thing. I guess we make this as like a little bonus topic.
Yeah.
So I'll just take this as I have the last topic. Here's what I know. Midori put out on Twitter that there is a document going around about him. I have no idea. That some of the stuff in it is true and some of it is fake. Let me just bring up her exact things because here's the thing. This is like a thing that's happening right now. I don't have access to this document yet that's floating around. I'm sure I'll eventually get it at some point tonight or tomorrow. Someone will share it with me. Or if one of you guys haven't, want to DM me on Twitter or something like that, that is fine. Now I got to bring Midori up. But basically, Midori isn't who she said she is. Like, apparently she might not be female, and she was a persona, basically. The Midori account was a persona. That's not who they really are. And they're apparently this other person called Mystic Dream. I don't know anything about Mystic Dream. I also don't really care that Midori was pretending to be somebody that she's not in terms of like making up a persona, because when you're leaking information, I feel like the more degrees of separation you can put between yourself and that information is probably a good thing. So I don't even care about her pretending to be from another country with broken English and stuff. Yeah, like none of that actually bothers me. This just all seems like layers of self-protection. So what I need to lean on the chat for with all of this is does any of this matter? Who is Mystic Dream for starters? I don't know. Do you know anything about this, Andres? I don't know anything.
Well, I will tell you that it's Mystic Distance.
Mystic Distance. Sorry. Thank you.
But I don't know who Mystic Distance is.
Yeah. So like I see my feed's been blowing up like as I was setting up the show about Midori's fake, and I'm like, well, no, you're right. Midori, the persona Midori is not a real person, but it's still a real person behind the account. So I don't really
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
So I don't think
I
it
don't
really
know.
changes much in terms of like the information that they've leaked, right? Like the
Yeah.
track record's still there.
That
That's
doesn't speak for
why
itself.
that's why we pay attention to them, because of the track record. So in terms of like whenever we've reported on things from them, I don't think it changes anything. But also, never did I think that this was going to be like a consistent stream of information. This was always going to end at some point. I mean, the Nintendo stuff was also just a blip, right? Like for the most part, it was other things, Sega and Atlas, that aren't sometimes are related to us, right? Like with the Dragon Quest 3 direct thing, right? But otherwise, like for the most part, not really. And I mean, yeah, to your point, like I don't really care. Like, it just doesn't.
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing I see is by them faking to be like a non-English speaker, it might be racist. I'm like, well, by faking to be a non-English speaker, it could technically be any language, but she did pretend to be Japanese, or he or she. I have no idea who this person is. But even then, I'm like, this is all degrees of separation to me. I think someone mentioned in the chat that Mystic Distance leaks have been proven false in the past, and that's fine. I guess. If someone rebooted themselves as a fake leaker into this person, and I can see why that might upset some people, but then how do you explain the track record over the last year? Because there's been a year of basically incredibly accurate leaks. And even though one of the things ended up being wrong today, was proven wrong today, that Midori had put out there, also over the last 3 days, 7 other things that they said were proven correct. So it's like, how much does it really matter in the end? Because from my perspective as a content creator, I'm covering it because it's accurate. I don't care who the person is.
Yeah.
So, and obviously this person had to know it was going to come out because there was already people going on the Discord servers and like contacting personal friends. And so like there was already an obsession, an unhealthy obsession, I would say, by a certain forum community to try to figure out who this person is. And now that they have this gotcha moment where we exposed you, don't really know what the point is. Like, you exposed that this is a person who used to do fake leaks, but now has just been incredibly accurate for a year.
I think it's just people. It's people like trying, they feel connected to this persona, just like, us with Peora. Like we like that account, but we don't.
No.
So it's it's like, maybe it's the deception. People are pissed off,
Do you guys find it a coincidence that the leaker using a persona leaks persona games?
Oh,
there it is.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They were deep into this persona too, because like they were telling people that she has a boyfriend, or he has a
I don't know.
Yeah. She was really deep
Committed.
into the episode. I like Joyce's take the best here. One of our moderators saying allegedly Midori is a white male pretending to be a Japanese female. People are just mad. I bet they don't know grass exists. Like that's how irrelevant any of this is. It's not like she was. It's not like. Do you guys feel? Are like anyone who's watching the show? Do you feel like you have been massively deceived? Just a serious question. Were you trying to date her? Was she catfishing you?
It's about the leaks at the end of the day. It's about
right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it depends, right? Like if you were only interested because of the information that they provided and you see the track record, then yeah, that's it, right? And that's what we all care about. But some people get invested in the persona, they follow them, like it's kind of like a celebrity or what have you. And so, perhaps for those people, they're like, oh, we were lied to or something. But also to your point, Nate, like if there's not a face to the profile, it is a persona, right? Like
sure,
it's like you're playing a game and you just make an avatar. Like that's basically what it is. So
And-
whatever they are, like that's
I want to note, someone apparently has the document or the paste bin or whatever. As I said, DM it to me. This is all breaking stuff. I don't have any additional information other than what's been put out publicly on Midori's own account, which, you know, that's one side of the story. So like to try to have me go through it all right now might be a little different. We can maybe revisit this topic towards the end if I read a little bit of it. So there's more context to provide. And then, you know, if you guys watch our podcast clips channel, I'll just combine the two ends together so you guys can then get the full story all in one take. So I think that we're going to stop there since we're actually working on just, we know a few things that Midori said publicly and that's it.
Can I just add one thing real quick? The reason why this matters is because it's shitty that people actually did this to this person. Like completely dug into their life, completely outed them. That part, the person that they're, you know, the persona, that part doesn't matter. But it's the fact that they did this to them. That's the shitty part of it. And you can't tell me that nobody out here has ever told lies about themselves to make themselves into a different person than what they're not. So you can't throw stones if you have kind of, you know, maybe not to the same extent, but everybody has told lies about themselves or, you know, put themselves in a better light than what they may have been. So that's just where I kind of want to throw some things in on here. So
yeah. By the way, this isn't us saying that whoever this Midori person is a good person. We don't know.
No.
I will look into the stuff that's now available, but it's just from what we know about how this stuff was obtained. It still kind of sucks the way they did it, and
it is weird. I will tell you that it is weird, right?
It's very
Like,
weird.
yeah, like, but I also find that most online personas, pretty much, I'm gonna say something. Maybe it's a little controversial. I'm not speaking about like people who just like watch videos like most people. I'm talking about like creators, right? Or like public figures. I'm talking about, you know, known public figures.
Sure.
When there's not a face to it at all, like it's one thing if all you do is like faceless videos, right? Then you just stick to yourself. But if you're out there networking and communicating and doing podcasts and debates and you're putting yourself out there with a whole bunch of other people and you never ever show your face, to me, it's just a little weird because you're hiding behind something, you know. But of course, to this at the same, I'm not going to say it's extremely weird because I also understand some people want some semblance of privacy. But you know, that's pretty much it.
And again, when you're leaking stuff, I can understand even wanting another layer of privacy on top. But also for me, it's I mean, look, even people that get on camera like us, we could be faking who we are, our whole personality and everything we are. And we can be super crappy behind the scenes. How many content creators have been exposed for being the exact opposite of what they appeared to be in their content and their stuff? And we've had a lot of those YouTuber controversies over the years where it just was like shocking. Like some of the names that would come up that were doing things that you would never think they would do or be in support of. So, yeah, we'll get more into this topic a bit later. I do have the paste bin here that I'll go through during some of these topics when I'm not talking. So,
I got one more controversy that needs to be addressed. I would like to formally apologize to everyone for what I did last night. You know, I listened to the poll, I listened to Brandon, I listened to Joyce, I listened to everybody. And the masses told me to wipe Silk Song from my Nintendo Direct bingo card. And I would like to apologize. That was a mistake. I should have left Silk Song on there, even if there's zero chance it's going to be in the Direct. Please forgive me.
I don't think
I will make this right. I will make this right.
Well, you know, that's funny because I believe that's our first topic. Mr. Eric.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. We got a few little direct things to get into.
Bingos.
We got bingos. We got other stuff. So let's have some fun.
All right. So that was the bingo card, but we'll jump into this other first part of it first. Or do you want to go the bingo first?
Let's go with the possible date and then the bingo card.
Bingo card. Yep. That's what I kind of figured.
Yep.
So we have a possible date for the Nintendo Direct in an Among Us trailer that apparently went out too soon. It was intended to shadow drop on June 18th. Of course, as we know, the Direct is at some point this month. So that just kind of hints at it is probably the 18th.
Possibly.
That's yeah. So
because Among Us news, by the way, was in the September Nintendo Direct. So Among Us is a game that does get news drops in directs. So that's sort of like the theory at the moment. Of course, who the hell knows? I mean, look, it's sometime this month, right? I mean, we're running out of days. There's only be like 6 possible days left. It could be. So,
like you tweeted out today, you were like, you have sources. It's before June 30th.
Yeah, Nintendo's Twitter account is
I
the
saw that.
source.
Hey, just because no. Be specific. Shintaro Furukawa is my source.
Mhm.
That's how legit I am. That's how high my source is.
No lies detected.
All the way to the tippity
Right.
top.
No lies detected.
So what do you guys think? You think 18th is possible, or do you think this Among Us thing is just theory crafting craziness?
It's more than possible.
Definitely possible.
That's a Tuesday, I believe.
I mean, was it deleted? That's the suspicious thing.
They deleted it, and the reason we know it's the 18th is because they had a blog post on the actual developer
It's a
website.
double leak.
Yeah, they got deleted. They took down the blog post. It's now a 404 page, but you can still look at the URL, and in the URL it has the 618.
Whoops.
So it's definitely a shadow drop.
Okay.
And it's like a big update too. They're adding like new roles to the game. That's like a
Yep.
huge part of the game. So like it was definitely supposed to be a surprise drop next Tuesday. They don't have to use a direct to do that, but it would make sense that they would. So
I think because it was deleted, I'm definitely a believer.
Mhm.
I fully believe there's an Among Us update coming on Tuesday.
Mhm.
That's for sure. Surprised they didn't just drop the update now since it already leaked. But
Yeah.
I guess if
I
it's
mean,
maybe
I
they
basically,
if it's in the direct, then maybe that's why they can't just drop it right now. So I don't know.
there's a possibility Nintendo moves the direct, and then maybe they also have to change the date for the Among Us update. But outside of that, I think it's legit.
Yeah,
Like,
wasn't it PH Brazil who noted that like there's been times like the week of Nintendo's like, we gotta push it because of whatever reason.
I don't think we'd even need to look at what PH Brazil says, because we just have to look at what happened with the partner direct. We had multiple sources such as Pioro and Jeff Grubb suggesting that because of the Xbox presentation, that podcast that came out to respond to the rumors, that's why the direct was moved. Like we don't need to rely on
that Xbox event was clearly not planned by Xbox. They just knew the rumors were getting out of hand,
and so Nintendo responded. And Nintendo had multiple Xbox announcements in their presentation, right?
Yep.
So we've seen it.
Yep.
It can happen again. Yeah.
So who knows? The thing is, it'd be weird if they were moving it because Nintendo announced this thing like 2 months ahead of time and we're past everything that matters. But I know like there's the Juneteenth celebration coming up, at least that matters in the United States. But besides that day, and even then, Nintendo might not care because they put directs out on holidays before. So, in the
Is that on a Wednesday?
yes, it's on
Juneteenth?
Wednesday.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
So, who knows? Who knows? We don't know. We just know it's this month. So, I guess let's get to the more fun part. What we got going on there?
The more fun part, bingo cards.
Yes, direct bingo cards. I don't know if all of you have yours made. I've got mine.
I got it.
We're all ready. I love it. We got a full group. Eric, I guess you should probably go first. It's your topic, right?
Sure, I don't care.
All right. I haven't even seen your bingo card, so still not going to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on the screen here, though. Let's see here. It's a window. It's that one. Let's share this bad boy.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Sorry.
All right, Eric. Want to go through your bingo card quick? What do we got?
Yeah. I got these are just kind of, I know they're pretty general, but
That's how you win, baby.
that's how you win. I think there's going to be some sort of Kirby game or a, and then DK game, Mario Sports game at some point, Yoshi game, Hollow Knight Silk Song. I just didn't feel like typing out Silk Song. We all know what Hollow Knight is. This one I don't think anybody else is going to have, but Just Dance.
Oh,
Was
I
not,
don't have it.
that's solid.
not in the Ubisoft.
Solid.
I mean, it makes
So-
sense.
Star Fox. DLC for Showtime.
Ooh, Princess Peach.
Well, let's circle back to that Star Fox thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, when you say Star Fox,
Anything. I don't care. I don't know. I never know.
it's a general thing.
I'm a general
Anything
thing.
Star Fox.
I don't understand. I don't know anything
I
specific.
mean, what would you like to see?
I'd like to see a new game. Obviously, that's
Okay.
more.
But that's not what he's predicting.
When I
Anything Star Fox.
Sure.
Not
Sure.
really. It's probably supposed to be a game, but I didn't put game in there.
Nope. You
Anything
didn't.
Star Fox.
Anything.
Yeah.
Amiibo.
Star Fox Guard.
Yeah, right. This is the one that I want to see the most. I want to see something from the Plucky Square. I want to see it get a release date so bad.
Is coming to Switch.
Something F-Zero. I think now this is my I think solid row. With I think Nintendo World Championship is going to be showing that game that's coming out in July.
Yeah. that's a very
Dragon
good
Quest
one.
3 HD 2D. My free space because that's super solid.
Yeah. Well,
The Lego Horizons, and then I think if it is next week, they'll talk more about Luigi's Mansion again. Just remind you that it's coming out.
Yeah, it's Luigi Mansion 2. Yeah.
I don't think there's any way it's not. Like, even if it's the week after, like, they have to talk about it.
They'll do
Yeah.
it just to
Well,
market
I mean,
it.
as long as it's out before, as long as the direct is before the.
As long as they talk about it for a second.
Yeah, it's just got to be brought. Even if it's like a sizzle reel, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it counts.
In it. In there. That's
that
it.
keeps me into
Yeah.
my next one.
Yeah, that feels
three
like
more
you. That
sizzle
feels like
reels.
you have a guaranteed bingo already.
Yeah, right.
Eric, I gotta, dude. I might have to make some bets here.
Yeah, right.
Damn it.
So my next row is just kind of for funs. There should be 3 or more sizzle reels.
3 or more.
3.
3 or more. Why not?
Or more. Remember,
Or more. There's gonna be one more thing. It's gonna be about 40 to 45 minutes long. They're gonna have some sort of discussion with a dev, and there's gonna be some sort of hidden Switch 2 reference that we won't know about until the Switch 2 comes out. But there's gonna
Interesting.
be some sort
Metro
of
Prime 4 coming 2025. That's it.
yeah, right.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, then my last row here, we're gonna go with Unicorn Overlord. Something about that. A Monster Hunter game. Captain Toad knew something. Captain Toad.
Please.
Brand new Nintendo IP. That one's just kind of a hopium.
Okay.
And then the revival of Mario and Luigi games.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh.
I
I almost put that on mine.
They brought the Paper Mario back, so they're kind of going with the RPGs. So why not?
Okay.
Okay. Who do you want to go next, Eric?
Well, Thunder Steve is right next to me underneath this little tiny bubble, so let's go with him.
All right, let me pull mine up here. Let's see. Share screen.
Dooba-dooba-doo.
I sent you mine, Nate, on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter. Okay, I'll load it up. All right.
Okay. First, let me make this bigger for you guys. There we go. Rare games on the NSO.
Oh,
I like it.
Don't do this to me.
It makes sense, especially with Perfect Dark just being announced
Okay.
at the Xbox show.
And Xbox and Nintendo have been friendly.
And yeah, and we do know that when those rare games hit last time, remember there was those blank spots for more games. You guys
Mhm.
remember that?
Sure.
Okay.
There was like the star thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. With like a handful more they were maybe teasing.
Yeah, so should be interesting. New 2D Zelda. Now, you guys are going to see there's a little bit of hope in some of these predictions.
It's a bingo.
But I'm trying to make them pretty serious too, because of course we're going to see Nintendo World Champs, right? Got to see that.
Yep.
Xenoblade Chronic. That's all I could fit in there.
Chronic knee pain.
Shin Megami. I think we're going to see that. I don't know if you guys saw the early review scores. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
I'm seeing 9.5, like by a lot of outlets. So that's pretty
really
cool.
good.
So I would imagine they want to talk about that. Metroid Prime 3 HD,
Okay.
2D Zelda remake. This is of course different from the new 2D Zelda.
Hey, accounting for your possibilities. Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting some stock in that. I do think we'll see the Sonic Shadow game. I thought that looked pretty good too, actually.
I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
They have a hub area that's like open world for Shadow, which is cool.
Interesting. Does it look like the hub area from like Sonic Adventure?
Well, apparently it's inspired from Sonic Frontiers. There's
Okay.
a screenshot of it. It's like this You got just look it up, but it's like this almost like ancient city with like water around it. It's like all white and stuff. It's cool.
Interesting. Dragon Quest remakes. I'm hoping for the 1 through 3 because more is better, of course. I do really enjoy the Dragon Quest games.
That'll be Midori's legacy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yacht Club. I think so. Yacht Club has a direct. Nate? Did you see that? They're doing a little direct on Friday.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't know they were, and I thought maybe you don't know, and you might want to live stream that.
Oh, dang. What time's it at?
I don't know. Actually, I do know because I put it in my calendar so I wouldn't forget.
What's what time it is?
Yeah, I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I put it for the wrong day.
I'll look it up.
At any rate, I'm hoping to hear about Mina the Hollower. I'm very excited for that game. I think it's going to be very good. And it's been in development forever. Super Monkey Ball.
By the way, I will live stream the event. It's a perfect time.
I think we'll hear someone about the new Monkey Ball that we heard about in the last direct. It's kind of a gimme. F-Zero GX. Would love to see it.
There we go.
Luigi's Mansion 2. I basically put that in my my free spot because you got to imagine they're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got the new one coming out in July, Splintered Fate, the roguelite. I imagine they're going to talk about that. And there's another Turtles game coming out that's supposed to come out at the end of the year. It's by OG Games, so my hopes are not high at all. However, I could see them putting that in a sizzle reel. Fire Emblem remake, the genealogy, we'll see. Wind Waker, gotta throw that in there. Gotta throw it right until we get it. Lego Horizon, no doubt. Among Us, I would presume is going to be there. Pokemon on the NSO. If we don't get new Pokemon games this year, which, we may not, we probably won't, I could see them releasing games on the NSO. Similar to what they did on the 3DS. If you guys remember that on their eShop, where they allowed trading of the Pokemon as well.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess. Of course, a Mario sports title. And I presume it's probably going to be baseball. Mario Party, Metroid Prime 2, Dr. Mario on the NSO. I could see that happening.
Nice.
We haven't got a Dr. Mario game. And Kirby. I think we'll get a Kirby game. So there you go. That's what I got. And I will hand it off to, let's go Nintendo Talk.
All right.
All right, let me grab yours here and load her up.
Some of mine is realistic. Some of it's delusional, but
When we get to mine, I'm the real winner. Because mine's happening. It just is the direct. Make it bigger for you guys.
And zoom.
There's a way to zoom in more than that.
Control,
Anyways,
control scroll.
I got it.
Or that. That works too.
All right, now.
There we go.
there we go.
Hey.
So my free space is them doing the snap animation.
There you go. Yep.
That's a lot.
Okay.
All right, top left, Mario and Sonic. This is, I think it's like almost a lock. Like we had one in 2020, we had one in 2016 on the Wii U, 2012, I think 2008. Like it's pretty much a lock, I think. Metro Prime 4, possibly.
What did you say about me? What did you call me?
Delusional.
Okay.
I actually don't think I said in a video I recently made. I think they're gonna say like, "Hey guys, we're working on it. We don't have anything to show, but enjoy this." And then they're gonna show Metro Prime 2 and 3. But anyway,
I'd be fine with that honestly, because that just screams Switch 2 enhanced version.
I have Wind Waker HD, Pikmin 4 DLC. I think we're gonna see some DLC here. Metro Prime 2 and 3. I don't think it's going to be remake. It's just going to be like HD. And then something that will release in 2025 or won't have like a definitive release date. Like I do think they're going to show things in the future. A Kirby game, that's almost a lock. Mario Baseball, new Joy-Con. I know it's kind of a random one, but I feel like at the end of the life cycle of a console, they usually put out a bunch of special edition stuff. I put Animal Crossing on there just to help me sleep at night. I have Dragon Quest something. The HD remake sounds or whatever sounds good. Sure. Pushmo, would love to see like a little eShop title. We got the Free Space, Mario and Luigi. Tomodachi Life. I think we could see maybe a couple 3DS games remade or remastered. A new Amiibo. Why not? I feel like they do random stuff. F-Zero, I'm not really confident on. I just kind of put it there. But who knows? Something N64. Smash Bros is not on the N64. That's so weird on the NSO. Donkey Kong I could see, and also Perfect Dark kind of makes sense. They just announced Perfect Dark, like the newer game. So a Mario Party game. Twilight Princess. I figured I'd have both Zelda choices on there. DK, I'm not too confident on, but I put it there. Something Fire Emblem. A Hyrule Warriors. I feel like a Tears of the Kingdom one would make sense. Rhythm Heaven. Why not? It's like another like smaller title. It's probably not too hard to develop. And then they have to say exactly, what do you think? Or what did you think? So yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I hate when they do that, by the way. I can't answer you.
Nice. I like that card. That's a fun one. That's a fun card. All right, who's going next? There's only 2 left.
Who's the two?
I wonder.
Andres, let's do it.
All right. Time to right my wrong. All right. So, I guess I'll just screen share like where I'm editing this.
That's fine.
So I actually didn't save it, so I was recreating it just now.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty simple. So
yeah, it's not that hard. You just slap text. Yeah.
All right. So this was my bingo card that I put together with everyone last night during my live stream, right? But there was something here that I changed due to a number of pressures, and that was getting rid of Silk Song. So I need to right that wrong. So what do I get rid of here? And I thought about it long and hard, and the only thing that I'm okay with getting rid of ridding is Kirby. So Silk Song is going in this row. I am righting the wrong. Now people are going to hate me for getting rid of Kirby, but to be honest with you, I only put Kirby because people wanted me to put Kirby. I never really thought Kirby, it was like, yeah, like it could totally be there, right? Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing to say. I just kind of think that the Kirby team is working on Forgotten Land 2 for Switch 2. There might be something small in between, and maybe that's in this direct, but I'm not putting on my bingo card. I'm putting Silk Song because it would be wrong otherwise. So I have written the wrong. But anyways,
you're gonna get that whole row, and then they're gonna announce a Kirby.
I'll be like, shit, damn it. What was I thinking? It's okay, because this top row, I wasn't really banking on getting right anyways. Like there's a couple lines that I'm like super confident in. So this right column here, 2D Zelda, Lego Horizon, I feel like we'll see that in a sizzle reel. Something Dragon Quest, maybe that remake, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and some sort of Nintendo Switch Online update. Maybe for, Perfect Dark. That would be crazy. So like I think I have a pretty good chance of getting this column right. But there's another row or a line I feel like I feel pretty good about, and that's this diagonal here. I'm gonna get free because it's free, but I'm really feeling good about Mario Party. I'm already feeling good about 2D Zelda. Based off the leak, I'm pretty sure Among Us is gonna be in the direct, and I think we're gonna hear something about Metroid Prime 4. Maybe it is just hey, we're still working on it, but it's going really well. I think there'll be more than that, but I feel that Metroid Prime 4 will be mentioned in the direct, so I kind of feel pretty good about this diagonal. This left column here, actually, I don't think is that bad either. So Metroid Prime 4, we've already gone over that. A Nintendo revival. So at one point during my stream, I was like, hey guys, I'm commandeering everything. And I put Star Fox in one spot, Donkey Kong in another. I put what else did I put? I put Kid Icarus in another, and they were like, no. You got to dial it back a little. So I was like, all right, one of these is bound to show up in the direct in some way. Maybe it's not those three, but Nintendo's going to bring back one of their IP in some way. Kind of like what they did with Endless Ocean earlier this year. That would count as a Nintendo revival. I think we'll see another. And so that's what that is. Takahashi in a suit. So the presenter of the directs, I think we're going to see him again. Maybe it's kind of a gimme, but you know what I'm kind of feeling? I'm kind of feeling him coming out on stage and be like, hey guys, I know you've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4. Here it is. What's going to happen is he's not going to be wearing a suit. He's going to be wearing something else, like some random t-shirt. And that's why this spot will be wrong. But here we go. I think we're going to finally see another look at Epic Mickey. We can see in the direct. So there's that. And, you know, Metroid Prime 2, I think that's going to be there. So I feel pretty good about this one. I did include Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. You can see them here just kind of like in separate spots. We had a poll for like an hour in the live stream. There was like 180 votes and it was split 50-50. So eventually I just had to be like, all right, we're putting both. Like the idea was, all right, we're going to put them as a bundle or we're going to put them as their own separate things. And then I just decided to put them as separate things, but next to each other. So conceivably, if they are a bundle, well, this row would do really well then. Probably the only crazy thing. I mean, Tamagotchi Life, a lot of people predicted. Sonic and Shadow seems like a gimme. A Nintendo Shadow Drop, maybe a gimme. I could have put Nintendo World Championships, but I wanted to live on the dangerous side and I decided to go for Xenoblade Warriors instead. F-Zero is definitely me being a little bit dangerous, but, you know, maybe it'll happen. This one's probably a little weird. Call of Duty. I think that there's a chance we see some sort of Call of Duty remaster on the Switch just to get the ball rolling for Call of Duty on Nintendo. And then next year we see like the modern Call of Duty on Switch too. But that's pretty much it. That's me summarizing my bingo card.
So I'm a big Mario Party fan. What's your take on like if there is a Mario Party game, would it be like a collection type thing like Superstars?
Yeah, so based off the codename leaks from Midori, I kind of think it's a follow-up to Super Mario Party. So like just like a new Mario Party, not like, you know, a Mario Party revisiting older Mario Parties. So maybe, I mean, they might be pretty awesome because, you know, it's Mario Party. I actually liked Superstars more than Super Mario Party also. So I kind of hope it's more like that, but maybe it's like just a new version, but with that energy. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. I guess that leaves me, right? I don't know if I like being last, but you know what? They say you save the best for last. And this isn't even bingo. This is just what the direct's going to be. You guys get all these general things. No. I'm going to tell you exactly what the games are that are in this. So I hope you're ready for this. All right. So just because I don't know the name of the game, the new Donkey Kong game is happening.
Yeah, that's not specific enough. You should have said like Donkey Kong Barrel Bananas Blast.
Yeah, we just don't know what the name is, but it's a new Donkey Kong game. That rumored Donkey Kong game, it's happening. Tamagotchi Life. Give me. It's happening. Worry about it. It's coming. A new Live Alive game. Again, don't know the name of it, but it's happening. It's coming. All right. Metroid Prime 2. Don't know what they're going to title. If it's going to be HD or what they're going to use. I just left it as Metroid Prime 2.
It's Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. You said you were giving us names, buddy.
They might rename it. It might rebrand. What's the name of Luigi's Mansion 2, the original?
Dark Moon.
But they're not calling it that this time. That's what I'm saying.
It's actually a valid argument that I still vehemently disagree with.
Probably the part that's actually guaranteed in there, and that's Metroid Prime 2. Among Us update. Look, I mean, if this is just, it's happening on the 18th. If it happens on the 18th, that's right. If not, then I have no idea. Lego Horizon, probably in a sizzle reel, at least a bare minimum. Could also see it just getting showcased again, especially because they did an interview with the guy behind the game. And the interview basically said the Switch was literally like the very first system they wanted to target, which I find to be hilarious because there's a lot of people out there that think Lego games apparently don't sell on Switch. The fact that every Lego game is on Switch would probably beg to differ, but there you go. Dragon Quest 1 through 3 2D HD, the Eldritch Collection. Yeah, I know it's like a Midori special, but also it was on a website back in April of 24 and hasn't been revealed yet. So it just kind of feels like this would be the time to do it.
I don't think we should be doubting any Midori leaks. Like nothing's changed.
No. I also have some additional information now that you know, but I'll get into it later. But what I'm saying is it technically was already leaked on their official website back in April. So it just hasn't been revealed yet. And the fact that we got to this far and it's not revealed kind of feels like, oh, that's a Nintendo Direct reveal. So we'll go with that. Luigi's Mansion 2. I should have put the HD in there since we do know the title, but yeah. Oh, look, it's going to be in there. Even if it's the directs after it comes out, it'll be like a sizzle reel reminder. Go buy this game out now kind of thing. Pikmin 4 DLC. I just think it's going to be a bit till we get the next Pikmin, and I wouldn't be shocked if they decide to give us a little DLC. A little summer DLC drop in August or so, just to kind of wet our whistle a little bit because Pikmin 4 is incredible, and it's the best-selling Pikmin game. So why not give us a little DLC for that? F-Zero GX, it's going to be the remaster. I don't know what they're going to call it besides that, but specific. See, you guys have all those generalizations. No, I'm going all the way here. Andres gets annoyed.
I think you already got that. I'm annoyed now.
See, he's already annoyed, but the direct hasn't even happened. He's going to be annoyed after the direct.
But I'm not going to be annoyed during the direct, though, so you're probably going to get it wrong.
Here's the thing, though, because I got this thing. So you see down in the corner of the Metroid Prime 4. But it's not just going to be like teasing Metroid Prime 4. It's coming this year.
That wouldn't annoy me.
See, it could annoy you a smidge because then it's not necessarily a cross-gen with Switch 2.
Yeah,
but
I'm an
it doesn't
open-minded
matter
person.
if you get annoyed at anything in the direct.
If you watch the direct with me, that's the only way I'm going to get annoyed.
If I watch the direct with you?
Yeah, like if we like get on Discord
together, I'm all for it.
That would annoy me.
Let's co-stream it together. I'll gladly annoy you during the direct.
In favor, so just so you can get that right on your bingo card.
Well, if I'm getting nothing else right on it, then I'm gonna need that free dub.
Right.
Twilight Princess HD, only Zelda game on here. I just think that's the one this year. That's what's gonna be.
Wow.
It's not really a bold hot take because it's one of the two. But could it be a different Zelda game? Could be a top-down Zelda. It could be. I think it'll end up being Twilight Princess HD.
Okay.
And they'll save Wind Waker. Why? I don't know. Maybe they think it's some cool ray tracing BS they can do on Switch 2. Beats the hell out of me. You get your free space. I usually put something in the free space. Didn't this time because I'm pretty confident in this whole list. That Super Monkey Ball game, I could have put the full title in, but you know what? The text was getting kind of tiny, so the banana whatever thing that's going to be shown. I think. Final Fantasy Tactics, technically already announced. Haven't seen it in forever. It's supposed to be a remake, remaster. I think that has a chance to get shown there. Epic Mickey Rebrushed. I think that's just a sort of a given, probably. Big third-party game. We know it's already coming. SteamWorld Heist 2.
Holy shit.
Haven't heard about that one in a while. Feel like it's going to be here. A new Mario Party game.
I don't believe it.
We'll see what happens. Not just any Kirby game. Kirby Planet Robobot. But it won't be for this year. It'll be a 2025 title.
Can I add something?
Next year games.
They're going to change the name to Kirby Planet Robot.
Yeah, buddy.
Anyway,
Give him like a chin strap.
It's gonna be
Bring it
co-op
back.
bros.
now this was a game that was actually in a indie world not too long ago, Europa, but like almost 100% positive feedback on the demo and was trending for half a day. I think they might want to showcase it. Every single direct, they showcase a few indies. And I think this might be one of them. Like, you know what? This had really positive reception. Let's show it off again. Silk Song. It's just going to happen. And I know everyone doubts it. And we've been predicting it for every single direct for like 4 years. But how many directs do we have ESRB ratings that already exist? And then Silk Song just happened to not appear in any other thing for this year, despite the fact that it's already been rated. So, yeah, it hasn't appeared because they've been waiting for the first general direct of the year. Happens to be in June. It is what it is. Fortnite update. Look, they update this game like every week. So
Cheap.
So, look, a Fortnite update, something Fortnite related. That's probably going to be there. Titchia. You guys don't know if you guys remember that game. Game looks incredible. I think that's going to be in there.
It's on the eShop. That's on the eShop.
Yeah. Pokemon Legends EA. Pokemon Legends EA. Look, it just is what it is. That's the Pokemon game announced right now. It's already announced for 2025. I think we get our first look at the actual gameplay of the game in some way. I don't know what it's going to be. Obviously, it's in a city or some city builder. We a lot of questions around the game. We don't know. I think we're going to get an idea now, and that alone is already going to spark probably a lot of hype for people, even though it's a 5 game. Then Metro Prime 4, that'll probably be the closer, because I know I don't say 2024 on there because I was going to hedge my bet in case it's a 2025 tease, but Metro Prime 4, I think it's the closer. I think it's their quote unquote big holiday game, even though Metroid's never necessarily been a system seller, but I don't know if they're worried about selling systems right now. Just to be completely honest, they just want to put out quality games and keep the audience interested and keep it going. So, if this is the direct, it literally might be one of the best directs of all time. And for me, it's got a nice mix of remakes, remasters, brand new, third
getting annoyed,
quality indie games, and at any direct that Andres gets annoyed at is just a win for me. Here's the thing: I never really know if he's annoyed at the directs. I'm usually streaming it. And then
I'm usually happy with
the
directs.
following week's podcast, but
I always like the directs. I usually get attacked for liking the directs.
Well, then we're gonna have to co-stream that together just to annoy you.
Why am I gonna ruin this experience? I've been waiting for this for 9 months.
So right.
Yeah.
Nice to know that I just ruined Andres' life. That's what I'm being told right now.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's any. Before we move on, because there's one other segment to this that's just a for fun thing. We don't want to take a lot of time with it. Would anyone like to take a bet on who's going to have the best bingo card, get the most bingos? I wouldn't mind laying down a bet. Anyone want to take a bet? Pretty confident in my list.
I am not confident in your list.
Well, then it feels like you should bet me because I'll probably.
I bet. I mean, I didn't play it super safe because I feel I could have put like Monkey Ball, right? I could have put Super Nintendo World Championships. Like those are gimmies, you know.
So I don't think the championship will be there, but that's all right.
What?
I don't think the championship will be there.
Is this a bet on how many bingos we get or how many things we get right?
Not total right. How many bingos?
How many bingos?
I didn't set my bingo card up for success.
Well, nor did I. I literally just randomly put shit. I don't even know.
Okay.
You guys, Andres had like I think this line's really solid. Or like, I think this is a real legit bingo line. I'm like, I don't know if any of my lines are real.
If you didn't do that, then I got 5 on it.
You got a 5er on it? All right.
I got 5 on it.
Don't put a 5 spot on that.
$5. It's $5.
It's just fun. Come on now, dude. You could probably buy Europa with that or something. Actually, how much is Europa?
I feel like it's like 20 or something.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pricey.
We all bet though, and one person wins the whole pool. It's paid for.
Oh, I'm in on 5. Let's do it.
There we go.
Heck it, why not?
Yeah, there we go. It's $5. I mean, come on. And then Andres is going to be the party. I can already tell Andres is going to be the party pooper.
Here's the thing: we never, ever, ever, ever go back and check these.
We will this time, though. We'll get this exact crew together.
All right. So what are we betting 5 on our own bingo cards? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Whoever, it's just winner takes all. Whoever has the most bingos, if there's a tie, you split.
Put in the pool. Whoever wins.
I kind of wish I knew they was gonna put money on this. I would have.
Well, I didn't come up with the 5. That was Steve on the spot.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I still think I'm gonna get 1 or 2 bingos. So
I think I'm gonna black out. So I mean,
damn. I have 1 bingo. I think
blackout for being wrong.
Now here's the thing: if I don't, it's just because Andres didn't get annoyed because he saw all my games in his direct, and he just went, "Man, that's a great direct." A great direct.
Watch, it's like the worst direct ever. It's like nothing.
I mean, like, I don't know what. I mean, what was in your bingo card that's like
a pseudo indie world with like 1 Nintendo game?
I almost put Earthbound on my card. Glad I didn't.
Well, maybe you should have. Maybe you should have.
That's what needed.
I wanted to put Mother 3, man. I did. I still hold out hope one day it's gonna get officially translated.
I put. I'm gonna put Mother 4 in my free spot.
You really want to mess with. See, now I know he's not in.
I'm betting 50.
Betting 50.
No, I'll put 5. I'll put 5 on the bingo that I showed you guys.
All right. Well, we'll have to come back to this later. Well, obviously, it's all publicly recorded. All right. So, Eric, what's the one last fun thing?
Nintendo. I'm not sure if you put together this.
Yes, you did.
You did. Nice graphic. It is based on with a $20 budget. Pick the games that you want to your Dream June Direct.
This is the first time I'm like really looking at
I
it.
like this
Yeah,
a lot. This is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, these are fun.
My dog's probably had the most time with this, so he should probably go first. 'Cause
Yeah.
The rest of us are like, what the hell are we building?
All right, I gotta do some math here though.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it, my thing was $38.
All right. Do I want quantity or quality? I feel like I have to pick a $5 one. I do want to see Metro Prime. I mean, as much as I want it to be a Switch 2 game, I do also want like that would be a fun end of the year type thing. So I'm gonna go with that. So that's $5. Let's see. Let's do the ones I definitely want. Okay, Mario Party. That's another 2. Okay, so we're at 7. I would also like to see a Mario Baseball. So that's another 3. Okay, I'm halfway there. I'm at 10. Let's go for some value here. Give me Pushmo at 1. Let's go new Pokemon Puzzle League, another 1. Star Fox, I think would look amazing. So let's do that. All right, we have $5 left. Let me go for Let me go F-Zero and Dr. Mario.
Okay.
Ooh.
I got my list already.
I do too.
That's quantity, man.
Eric, who's going next, buddy?
Oh, I don't care.
Pikachu, you're the lead.
I'm like, Andres, go ahead.
Yay, I get to go next. Oh, right. Here we go. All right. So I got 5 games. I went for, the high values, right? So Metroid Prime 4, that's an obvious one. But you know what? I spent another $5 again on Donkey Kong. Half my budget right there. New Metroid Prime 4, obviously, a new Donkey Kong game. I spent $4 on F-Zero, so that puts me at $14. We got a new F-Zero game that's an awesome, futuristic racer that Nintendo hasn't done anything like that in like 2 decades. But we have a new Star Fox game, so that puts me at $17. This is also online shooting, but it still has the amazing campaign. Imagine Star Fox Assault, but on steroids and good. And then also a new Kid Icarus on top of that, rounding out my $20. So to me, that would be like a hardcore Nintendo fan dream. So I would be so happy with it. Would it be like the best, most lucrative? No, but it would be my dream direct. So yeah.
Heck yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, so for the first one, I went with Donkey Kong for the $5. It's a 30th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country. It just makes sense that we get a DK Country this year. As much as I'd like to see it on Switch 2, it makes more sense this year. I went with Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD.
Damn.
Wow.
And F-Zero.
Okay. Love it. Love it.
So that's at 12.5. I'm at $17 to top it all off. I went with Kid Icarus. That is one of my favorite games growing up on the NES. And I would be really happy if we got all this stuff. That would be really cool.
Uprising.
I like it. I enjoy it. Obviously the control scheme, something everyone's got to get used to, but I like the 3D effect. I'm one of the people who really enjoyed the 3D effect on the 3DS. I used it for everything. So it would be really cool. Any sort of Kid Icarus would be great, though. I really do enjoy the games. I think I enjoy the NES Kid Icarus the most.
Okay.
Love that game.
It's so good.
It is.
All right. Nate, you want to go?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
I meant to share a window and not a screen. It was like, what is going on?
Yep. I figured that was
I was like, what is happening? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go. I got a list here. Where is it? Why do I have a hottest Zelda waifu on the document right now? Where did that? These are podcast ideas.
Yes, they
topic
are.
ideas. By
Yes,
the way.
That's freaking
Where did
great.
those ideas even come from? When was that note made
Lord.
on my computer?
Eric.
One of the discussions we had at one point in time of random shit that we would like to see.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
There's
topic.
like best Zelda sidekick, craziest Pokemon theories,
You
and
wanna know what?
hottest Zelda
you want
waifu.
to know what? I
Anyways.
believe that was Flam that came up with that one.
Favlam probably did come up with the waifu one. That sounds like when he would. All right. Look, I got to stick with my reputation. My reputation is I freaking love Zelda. Link Between Worlds. Let's go. $3, easy.
Mhm.
Twilight Princess Windmaker, $4 each. That's 8. That's 11. Easy. If there was more Zelda, there'd be even more Zelda being bought. I would just buy all the Zelda, but that's all there is. So that's what we're going to stick with. Then after that, look, it's in the name of the channel, Metroid Prime 4. Come on. Nintendo Prime, Metroid Prime 4. Doesn't matter. That's not why the channel is named Nintendo Prime, but we're going to pretend today it is. Metroid Prime 4, $5. All right. So yeah, we're at where I was, what was that, like 16? All right. So I got 4 left. Kid Icarus. I don't care if it's Uprising. I don't care if it's a new game. Give me some Kid Icarus. $3. Easy.
Mhm. Mhm.
Here's the thing, though. Leaves me with $1. And I was looking at the dollar row. And I'm like, what do I really like on that dollar row? Like push mode? I don't really care. Princess Peach Showtime? Look, I didn't like the game. So I definitely don't need more of that game. Yoshi's Woolly World? That's fine. But so it's Dr. Mario.
You just skipped Puzzle League?
Yeah,
Oh
Puzzle
man, it's like Tetris Attack. One of the best.
You
games.
just annoyed me.
You're not gonna like my
Mark
top
it on the
5.
bingo.
You're really not gonna like my top 5 Pokemon list later then. Yeah, Dr. Mario. Dude, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Mario. Again, another puzzle style game. But what really annoyed me, you guys remember we had a Dr. Mario game on phones. And then they took it away. And that game fun. That was like one of the good Nintendo mobile phone games. And they said, yeah, this is too good of a game. We got to take it away. And so they just killed it. And
This is
that made
why
me
you
mad.
can't have nice things.
I put more hours in that game than any other Nintendo mobile game, and they just took it away from me. And I'm like, this thanks. And you might go, well, just don't install it. Well, yeah, okay. Well, I go through technology around here every single day. Something breaks. So, I
At this
can't
point,
help it
yeah,
when things
right?
get uninstalled.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
My phone still reboots every 30 minutes. So it is what it is. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. That's $20.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, I guess that leaves me for last.
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, let's go with DK off the top for 5 because heck yeah, DK. I do like F-Zero, so let's throw that in there and bring back the Death Wheel, please. So that's what, 9. I really want Mario Baseball because and hopefully it's better than Strikers was because Strikers was good, but yeah. So what, 12, and then I want Kirby for another 2, so 14. You know what? Mario and Sonic Olympics games, because that just seems like it could be a whole lot of fun. So what, 16 now? Let's go with Yoshi and Dr. Mario for 18. And then let's go with Mario Party for 20.
Solid.
Nice. All right. We got to rounds out the Nintendo Direct topic. Let's go ahead and get to our second topic then. I believe that's Mr. Andres Restart. What are we talking about?
We are talking. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I don't sound
Quiet,
just
a little.
I move my microphone away because of my pretty cat. Yeah, so we're talking about 3D Mario on Switch 2. I had a little bit of speculation earlier this week because we did get a leak for a new Mario Lego set. This Mario Lego set is for Super Mario World. The Mario game where Mario rode on Yoshi, like that iconic duo.
Yep.
And so that's coming out in October. It's going to be priced $130. It's going to be over 1,200 pieces. It's for 18 and up, apparently. And so that's a leak, apparently, right? Like with these Lego leaks, they're usually like pretty reliable, right? This is not like, a Zippo thing, right? This is a little different. Like for example, the Zelda Lego set was leaked a while back. We all kind of knew it was happening, and now we know it's happening, right? And so anyways, I kind of like went down a little bit of a spiral when thinking about this Lego set, because obviously, you know, they've been doing Mario Lego sets, but I do think there's something to Nintendo kind of branding these things, right? We've seen more Mario Lego sets. We've seen the Mario movie. Clearly, Nintendo's been taking advantage of the cross promotion, the merchandising. They've literally documented how the percentage increase of Mario sales because of the Mario movie. There was a slew of Mario Universe games that came out afterwards. And so I don't think it's any secret that Nintendo's continuing down this path of, you know, continually marketing Mario in different ways. And I think the same path is being done for Zelda now. We know the Zelda movie is on the way. They're now starting the Zelda Lego line. I don't think it's a surprise. It's you know, like just a random thing that we're also seeing a coincidence was the word I'm looking for, that we're seeing Zelda Lego for not just Breath of the Wild but also for Ocarina of Time. And so I look at what's going on with Mario, right? They literally tease a Yoshi egg at the end of the Mario movie. We know there's a follow-up coming to that. I don't think it's any shock that Yoshi's going to be playing a significant role in the next Mario movie. That they literally teased us to us already. And now we're getting this leak for a Mario Lego set where it's about Super Mario World, and Yoshi's a big part of that. And so, you know, with these in mind, I'm not saying that the Lego set or the movie are going to be like, hey, there's a game based off this, right? But it's kind of like how they put out Mario Wonder to follow up the recent Mario movie. This is not a game that's about the movie, but the fact that there are characters in the game that are in the movie and vice versa, they still cross promote each other. And so I do think there's something to the idea that Yoshi's going to be playing a significant role in the next 3D Mario, which has been heavily rumored to be coming out as a launch title for Switch 2. And at the very least, from a historical perspective, is likely coming out in the first year of Switch 2 sometime next year. And we're all thinking that the next Mario game is going to be very big and ambitious, perhaps very vast, perhaps open. You look at how much more open Odyssey was compared to prior Mario games. You look at Bowser's Fury, which was literally an open world segment, an open world campaign. I think we are headed in this direction. So if we are headed in this direction, how do they handle transportation? Mario's going to need more ways to move around with a more vast world. Well, literally, he has a mount. His name is Yoshi. I think Yoshi's going to take on a more prominent role in the next 3D Mario. That's my thinking. That's my theory for, you know, 3D Mario and Switch 2. Yoshi's going to play a big role, like bigger than ever before.
Yoshi's gonna be the main character of the next 3D Mario.
He's gonna be the co-star, kind of like Plessy and Bowser's Fury. You can use Plessy all throughout the entire map.
What was
like
the last
that.
time you could use Yoshi in the game? Like Rye, was that Galaxy 2?
One was the what?
Yeah, it was
last
Galaxy 2.
time. Last time you could
Yeah,
ride.
right, because you only possessed him in Odyssey, which really annoyed me.
That's part of my discussion point on this.
Yeah. You could ride him in Galaxy 2. You could ride him in Super Mario Sunshine, but not the green one. For a limited time, when you fell in water, you were done. And then in Mario 64, they just tease him at the end, but you can't ride him at all. So, you know, they've definitely been hit or miss with Yoshi at best.
Do you count Mario Maker?
The 2D Mario is different from 3D Mario. Because
You
you could technically ride Yoshi and Mario Wonder, technically, but it's like a co-op thing.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't count that.
I'm believing this. I'm believing this theory because I think they should go Odyssey 2 with this. I think like Odyssey is a game where you could like endlessly expand it because it's just different worlds and none of them are like cohesive or anything. So I would love an Odyssey 2. Kind of reminds me of like a Galaxy 1 and 2 situation where you get Yoshi in Galaxy 2. I want them to keep the Odyssey idea. I love like possessing things and
Okay.
it was so fun.
The T-Rex was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I love the 2D sections as well, where it's like your pixel Mario in like a 3D space. That was cool.
No, that was awesome for sure. I'd be down for that. I mean, Steve, what were you gonna? You said you had something. You had a talking point for this.
Oh, yeah. All right. So 3D Mario games, right? They keep getting bigger and bigger. Since we had Mario 64, then we had Sunshine, Galaxy, Galaxy 2, and Odyssey. Okay. So the last 4 3D Mario games had hub worlds that transport you to new locations. I think the next logical step would be to make it a seamless kind of open world experience, right? Kind of like how Breath of the Wild did. I did see the Lego leaks after you mentioned that. I took a look at it. I was pleased to see Mario and Yoshi together again. Makes me think a couple of things. One, Yoshi will, of course, be in the next Mario movie. And I think that alone will improve the sales of the Lego set. Okay. Two, we haven't seen Yoshi in a mainline 3D Mario game since Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is crazy, but that's 14 years ago. That was in 2010, guys. Now, we all wondered why Super Mario Galaxy 2 wasn't included in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Everybody wondered. Why was it not included? It's the better game, most people would say. Do we maybe get a Mario Galaxy 2 release on Switch as a way to once again promote Yoshi, especially if they plan to put him in the next movie, him, her, whatever. Regardless, I expect Yoshi to make a comeback in the next mainline Mario title because it's been forever. And I think Nintendo sees that including Yoshi in Mario games could only help other Yoshi games sell more copies. It's not going to hurt it. It just makes financial sense. So I think everything kind of adds up in the same way that I hope it adds up with the Lego Zelda stuff. Maybe we get another, Ocarina of Time. That's my mindset. There's a reason. There's a method to Nintendo's madness. We know this. They're going to maximize.
I like the brought up Galaxy 2. I think Galaxy 2 is an interesting idea because Switch 1 needs to stay relevant for a couple of years, right? And so if we're going to get a new 3D Mario on Switch 2 next year, maybe that's where they position Galaxy 2 a few months apart from that. So you can still play it on Switch 2 if you wanted, but it's something that is out there for Switch 1 owners. It's like, oh, Galaxy 2 is sick. I get to play that if I've never played it before, if you want to revisit it. So I kind of like that thinking. That's cool.
It'd be cool, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys. What do you prefer, Galaxy 1 or 2?
Both, but I don't know. I would like a Galaxy 2 because I haven't played Galaxy 2 in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yoshi factor for me takes it over the top of Galaxy 1.
Yoshi's so good.
I would say Galaxy 2. It is close, though. I don't think it's crazy.
I agree. It is very close.
Yeah.
I think Yoshi, honestly, I think gives Galaxy 2 the edge for me. That alone right there. Otherwise, it's pretty, I would say it's equal.
I feel like it should be noted, Yoshi looks good in HD.
Very good.
You ever see those dolphin emulations of Galaxy 2? I mean, Yoshi looks good in Odyssey. It's just you can't ride him. And so he looks dumb with a mustache. So
I think it'd be kind of cool for Switch 2 to make those kind of characters bigger again. Like Yoshi and Donkey Kong, they're kind of nowhere. I mean, we do have Crafted World, but I wouldn't say that's a huge game. So they have characters that they don't use.
I feel like those characters, this is my hope, is that the reason those characters haven't seen a release on Switch is because it's planned to align with movies. That's my hope, because it is odd. Yeah. And on the flip side, I was looking before the podcast. I was like, what were all the cameos again in the Mario movie? And I was looking at all the different video game cameos, and I saw Punch Out in there. I'm like, I wonder. Right? I really wonder with Nintendo, because they love to put Easter eggs and things. What if they were trying to leak future games right there?
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. It's kind of odd, like Punch Out.
Yeah. That'd be so cool if that's how they hinted at games. That's one way for people to watch your movies.
Oh
right?
Yeah, that is really interesting. It's kind of like the whole Smash thing, right? We're always looking for hints and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned it to you guys before, but you remember the Midori leak that was talking about 2 different projects, SP Red, which we all assume is just 3D Mario for Switch 2, but there was another one he mentioned where we don't know the status of it, and it's Silver Star. And so the interesting implication is because every codename Mario project has red for Mario, but Star was for Odyssey. Red Star was for Mario Odyssey. But if it's Silver Star, everyone assumes it's just like that was a Mario Odyssey 2 project. But what if it wasn't? What if the silver is not for Mario? It's for something else, but it's adapting from the Odyssey engine.
Luigi.
And well, I was actually theorizing Donkey Kong.
Oh, that too.
And so, like, my thinking behind it is one, there were rumors for a Donkey Kong project by the Odyssey team. We also have the canceled Vicarious Visions project, and the talk of that is that maybe Nintendo went on to work on their next Donkey Kong game, which may align with those Odyssey team working on Mario on Donkey Kong game rumors, anyways, right? But then I thought about it, like Silver, like if I'm going to associate that with a Nintendo character, I think Donkey Kong makes more sense than other Nintendo characters because one, there is a silver Donkey Kong. It's Super Kong. Super Kong is silver. And then two, Donkey Kong's a gorilla, and you have the silverback gorilla. So I'm just saying, like, if Nintendo's been working on a Donkey Kong game the last few years using the Odyssey engine, it would align with the rumors. It would kind of make sense. Maybe they have been saving it for, the movie or the Donkey Kong Park. And it would explain why this project is an unknown, because it might be one of those games that Nintendo's just been kind of sitting on for a little while, waiting for the right time. And maybe that's the last big Switch game.
I like it.
It would be cool as hell.
It would be.
Didn't we hear that Nintendo was sitting on Thousand Year Door for a year? Is that
Year and a half was rated in Germany.
You gotta wonder.
Damn.
You gotta wonder what else.
There's a lot. If they were sitting on Fire Emblem Engaged, they were sitting on technically Tears of the Kingdom, sorta. They were polishing it up for a year. Prime Remastered. Mario Wonder was made with no deadline.
Was
What makes you think? There's never not a time that they don't have it planned.
This is just a random question since we had this other stuff come up. Did nobody have Fire Emblem on their bingo card?
I had it.
Fire Emblem.
I had
have
some
it.
Fire Emblem.
Did you have it?
No.
Good.
It's not happening.
That $5 is practically mine.
right.
Random thing from the chat. Nick Forrest says, but Donkey Kong's not a silverback. Yeah, he's not like any gorilla. He's just a gorilla. But silverback is just the popular gorilla. That's all. Just a little thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of thoughts you can have on the new Mario game. Obviously, we don't know anything specific. I mean, it's all just guesses. But yeah, there's a leaked Lego set out there. I didn't include any imagery or anything in the document because, again, hey, I don't need the Lego company giving me a copyright strike. But we already learned that lesson. So if you wonder why I haven't made a video on this, like when Andres Restart mentioned it to me, as to kind of lead into this topic behind the scenes earlier in the week, I was like, oh, right. Yeah. Well, I'm not covering that because I already got dinged by Lego. But hey, we could talk about it on the podcast. That's fine. It's interesting because I don't know that the Lego set really has much relation to the game. It could. And Yoshi's certainly been rideable in the past. I don't know that it really does. I think it might have more to do with the next Mario movie because we already have sort of a Yoshi tease a little bit, some Yoshi stuff in the original Mario movies. So don't know if that means it's going to be about Yoshi next, but I think that could be more tied to it. But also the fact that it's supposedly a Super Mario World related set could also just mean it really just doesn't have anything to do with anything. They're just making Lego sets based on different Mario games. And so the only thing that I feel very confident in for this next Mario is that if people get tired of hearing this word, but it's going to be open world. That's like the only thing that's going to my mind. And if it's not open world, it's going to be connected more organically than like if you think in Odyssey, right? You get in the ship and then you just choose what destination you want to go once it's unlocked. Well, instead of choosing a destination, we could just directly fly to it. Like it's a planet sort of thing. So we'll control the ship and physically fly or something like that. Like I'm not saying it will be a ship this time unless it's Odyssey 2. But I'm just noting that like if it's not open world, it'll still be open zone, which is basically what Odyssey was, but we'll be able to freely move between the zones in some form of travel without like having to use a selection screen. That's just my opinion, of course. I don't really know, obviously, because we know nothing about this game other than one source that told Andy Robinson that it's going to be the launch game, and that's it. That's literally all we really know is that it exists. Because even if you look at the Midori leak, Mystic Distance, whatever the hell, even if you look at that, it's a code name, a very general code name that just means Mario. So cool.
Yeah.
There's a Mario game coming.
Couple things that I thought of. I don't know if they'd be fun or not, but like it's kind of you start out as Mario, you're playing around in the levels, and you get to a point where you can't proceed as Mario. You have to go through like the next level. You tag like Yoshi in or something, or you tag DK in, and you kind of just play each type of level as another Mario world character. Just kind of bring like Mario and friends together. Otherwise, the other thought that I had was Mario goes through and plays through all of the games he's been in. Somehow, don't know how, but he comes back through and goes through all of the games that he has been in.
That'd be cool.
For like different levels and things like that. So, but I don't know if that'd be fun, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, are we good there? We're gonna move on.
Can
Yeah.
we stream the playoffs?
Because Luka Doncic got fouled out.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Luka got
I
fouled out?
just look at the box
Yeah.
score.
Yeah. No, you just got fouled out.
Jeez, they're down 3
Oh my
though.
God.
Yeah, they're down 3. Kyrie's having a good game, but
He's gonna
Celtics
have
are
to
still
like.
really good even without Porzingis. It is what it is. It's funny because I read like in the chat, someone brought up like a theory about it's the NBA. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, if it was rigged, the NBA wants every NBA finals to go 7 games because they'd make a shitload of money. They wouldn't want this to potentially be a sweep, which is what it might be. So that's actually not good for the NBA to have a sweep in the finals.
Of course not.
It's really bad. So if you're thinking that they fouled out Doncic to try to like we want the Celtics to go like no unless there's this mystical plan for the Celtics to go up 3-0 and then all of a sudden the other team comes all the way back and wins 4 straight. Like, come on,
It's not rigged.
that's not realistic. Yeah, no, it's not rigged. It was a ticky tack foul. Yeah, I looked at it, but
I mean, refs sometimes make bad calls, but
yeah,
they're human.
all right, I guess we can get to the next topic. What are we rocking, Thunder Steve?
Okay. This is a big topic. There's a lot of pieces to this one. And I got a lot of notes here, guys.
I love
Okay, so it's about the third-party games coming to Switch 2. So we're going to talk about which games and why, kind of discuss all the showcases that just happened. Of course, we had Summer Game Fest, the Xbox Showcase, Ubisoft Forward, a lot of indie stuff. And also we'll discuss a little bit at the end about Lego Horizons coming to Switch. That's a big deal, and that's a whole nother thing. So this should be interesting. So I'll start it off. And, I got to ask this to you guys. I want to pose this question. What if Sony and Microsoft, we already know they don't view Nintendo as a direct competitor. They respect Nintendo. We know that, but they don't view them as like being in the same, I wouldn't say league, but they're not selling to the same demographic, right? It's completely different install base. What if they view them like PC? What if they view Switch like it's PC? In that, yeah, we could release anything on Switch because it's not direct competition, just like they do with the PC. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Man, I think everyone loves Nintendo right now. I don't think that anyone's worried about losing consumers to them, which is very fascinating because if you look at the install base, Nintendo makes up over 50% of the home console industry, which is insane. I'm not even kidding. You want to go back to PS4? Go ahead, combine PS4 and Xbox One together, and then look at Switch sales. It's like half.
Mm-hmm.
So it's insane, like how big Nintendo is, at least at the moment. But I think that like with Sony, I don't think they feel like they've had any discernible sales loss due to Nintendo, at least the way that they feel. I can see where maybe Xbox, but Xbox outside of the 360 era has never really had a huge audience outside the US. They still have a pretty strong audience here. So I think that they don't just kind of view Nintendo as it's just an extra opportunity for sales that aren't going to hurt our platform. Now, that doesn't mean that those fans of those individual platforms won't get mad about it because they like to keep things exclusive. Just like I know Nintendo fans, you start taking your Zeldas, your Marios, and throwing them on other systems, you're going to get mad. You're going to get mad. I'm not going to care.
I don't know. Like,
play good games. I don't care what platform they're on. That's why I own them all. If it's a damn good game, I'm going to play it. And if it's Nintendo, I already know I'm going to play the Nintendo games. I'll just play it where I feel like fucking playing it. But
like, I wouldn't have minded playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on my PS5 because it would have looked a lot better.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really care if Nintendo games are on other platforms. I'm not one of those people that's like, yeah, ooh rah rah. Like, nah, I don't care about console wars. I don't care about the boxes. I don't care which one's more popular than the other. I just want the games. It just so happens that if I want to play Nintendo's games and I don't want to do them in a gray area of emulation, that I have to buy Nintendo's platforms and I have to play them there. So that's what I do. If they were on PS5, I'd probably play them on PS5, but they're not. So as controversial as that might be as a Nintendo guy, and I like seeing Nintendo systems do well. I think Switch is a really neat system. I probably would have owned it either way because I like that hybrid nature, and there's times I got to play it on the go. I like to have that. But I think these other companies just don't view Nintendo as competition. I think that it's a little bit of a mistake to think that way because I kind of feel like what Nintendo is doing is kind of slowly the way that consumers are moving towards. They're moving towards, hey, we want to play it on TV, but we also want to have it all the time.
Yep.
And that's why there's, hey, Xbox thinking about making a handheld. Now we're getting, after the success of the Portal, PlayStation's thinking about getting back into handhelds. Like, it's kind of like one of those things where, yeah, you might not think Nintendo's a competitor because you're still doing the same thing you've been doing for decades. And Nintendo realized, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So they do both in one because that's what consumers want. That's why we're seeing all these mobile PC things come up. So I think at the moment, nobody really feels like they're competition. But once they actually start losing market share, like let's say Switch 2 comes out, and what happens if it gets all the third-party games and PlayStation 5 somehow? I don't think it's going to happen. What if PlayStation 5 doesn't sell 100 million units? Well, Switch 2 is just blowing up because now people are getting comparable experiences on the go and also on their TV that look good enough.
Did you hear about the Monster Hunter Wilds previews?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like, it sounds so awesome. And I'm here thinking, man, should I get it for my PlayStation or am I going to have it on Switch 2? Like, I'm thinking, man, if the Switch 2 version just
that's one of those games
comparable,
you're thinking Switch 2, right?
That's one of the games on my list.
if it looks good on Switch 2, like if it's gimped, like no, but I'm kind of thinking it won't be.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I mean, and there was that article on VGC with the preview, and right at the end, they said they asked them about a Switch 2 version or whatever, or a Nintendo platform version, and there was a hearty laugh, and it left it at that. And I'm like, so is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because that hearty laugh could be like, are you kidding me? Was it going to be on fucking Nintendo?
I think it's a good thing.
A hearty laugh, like, ha ha ha, it's going to be there. We just can't talk about it.
Capcom loves Nintendo, though, right?
They love them.
I think it's one of those. Look, it's a multi-platform game. If they can get it to run on Switch 2, they're going to put it on Switch. It's not like we didn't get Worlds because they don't want to sell copies. It's because it couldn't run on the given hardware at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the real question is if the game will be day and date.
That's the big question.
That depends. I think that largely depends on if Switch 2 is early next year or holiday.
Yeah,
if it's holiday, then
much.
it might not be. Yeah,
but I mean, I feel like it could be so close. Wilds could be like a launch window title, or
Capcom's got dev kits, right? I don't think we even need to worry about that.
Yeah, for sure.
They had early dev kits of Switch. They were one of the ones with the feedback on the RAM. So
yeah,
they probably had dev kits for a while.
Monster Hunter does so well on Nintendo. Like I don't know. I feel like it's got to happen.
I do too.
But going back to the Horizon thing and just Sony putting their games on Nintendo, like I mean, I agree with Nate. I don't really think this is. I think Sony just sees it as a way to make money, but I also think they look at it as an opportunity. I don't think it's. I think their choice, the reason they made it is because they don't think it's going to hurt them because it's just Horizon Lego, right? It's not Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West. It's just Horizon Lego, And so I don't think they really feel like they're losing anything by doing that. And if anything, what they're doing, one, they're making more money because more people are going to buy the game, right? But also two, they're acquainting more people with Horizon and thus increasing the chances that people will buy the actual Horizon game, be it on PC or they'll even go to PlayStation and buy it there. So I think from Sony's perspective, this is actually like a marketing ploy to get more people to get into their series.
That actually leads me to a couple more points that I had about Sony. One of them is about the Horizon Lego, right? So what if it does so good on Switch? Let's say it outsells the PS5 version, because who says it can't, right? Is there a chance we could get the Horizon series on Switch too? Because both games released on PlayStation 4. So surely they would be able to run on Switch 2.
Yeah.
Let's say Switch 2 is as powerful as Series S. Obviously, we kind of know that, plus the DLSS and more RAM. Okay. So it would easily be able to run on Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
What you bring this up because I don't think it's going to happen, or they're thinking about it. But then I go back to one of their recent financials when the CEO said that the profit margins on their games aren't good enough. Because it was like 4% or something, and investors weren't happy with it, and that's why their stock went down, even though they technically were profitable. So I think that one thing I didn't consider. And this, I mean, Sony fans are going to get pissed if they ever bring the games over to Nintendo. That's just the way it is. But I wonder if that's one of the things they're thinking about is, hey, that's how we get hey, we want to increase our profit margins. Put it on the other popular platform. We already put it on PC. Why not put it on Switch? It's already technically not exclusive. You don't need to buy our system to play our game anymore.
That's why Horizon Lego is on Switch.
So that's why I'm saying, are they viewing Nintendo like PC in that sense?
By the way, it would be a late port. You know, obviously at this point, pretty late, but even at like say they bring other Sony games over, but it's not day and date. They do like year late releases. I can see Sony maybe doing it. One, because it's more money in their pocket and they want more money. But also, and Sony fans, I don't know if you guys realize, like, people keep talking about especially from the Nintendo side, like, why are people buying PlayStation? There hasn't been a lot of these PlayStation 5 exclusive games. Dude, people buy PlayStation for the third-party games. What are you talking about? That's what's been the thing from day one. Mm-hmm. Day one at PS1, it wasn't about exclusives. It was about the third-party games. And outside of PC, the best place to play third-party games is typically PS5. They get all of them. Mm-hmm. So that's like, if you look at the like guys, regardless of what Sony sells, what's going to be the best-selling game on PS5?
GTA.
It's either going to be Grand Theft Auto 6 or Minecraft.
GTA.
Yeah, Minecraft's the only other one that maybe has a chance. And it's just like, yeah, those are third-party games. Those are not Sony IP. Mm-hmm. What made up what they say at one point? It was like 30% of Sony's revenue every single year. It's Call of Duty.
Yep.
Third-party game. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what sells PlayStations. Their exclusives are awesome, but Nintendo is really the only platform that actually relies on the exclusives to sell the system. PlayStation could just not release anything. Like, they could have 0 games, like, exclusive drop next year. People that are buying PS5 to play GTA 6.
Yeah, I agree.
They're buying to play Monster Hunter. Like, they are one of the few systems that third parties sell the system. So, I could see where maybe they go, hey, maybe we're hitting a sales cap. We can only seem to get about 10. Occasionally, we get a 20 million seller. Nintendo's over here rocking 60 million on a Wii U port. You know, maybe there's an extra 5-10 mil we can get if we just go to the other side a bit. And they probably will already know, because they've been experimenting with PC releases on what kind of sales they're getting there. And if they see that there's like, this Horizon Lego game, like, if this not just outsells the PS5 version, but what if it just crushes it?
I imagine it has a good chance.
Like, at that point, you're like, damn, dude, the fans want to play Horizon. Why don't we just give it to them?
Although it's not going to be 60, it's not going to be crispy like the.
Well, it's portable. If they do it on Switch, no. If they do it on Switch 2, I think it'll be at least as good as PS4 versions.
But what about the shareholders?
Shareholders just want money.
What are they going to say about it? That's what I'm saying.
If shareholders can afford a PlayStation and a Switch.
No, I mean, if Lego Horizon kills it on Switch, okay, and they see that, hey, Lego Horizon sold double or triple the amount than PS5. Why aren't we releasing the other Horizon games on Switch? Like, a shareholder is going to ask that question because they're in it for the money.
thing. Like, let's say an older Nintendo game. Let's say not Mario Kart 8, but maybe Mario Kart 7. Somehow gets an HD version chucked on PS5, sells 20 million units. What do you think the shareholder Nintendo are going to say? What the fuck are we not releasing our games on PlayStation? That's money. That's free money. What are we doing?
Yeah, but I mean,
Nintendo
it's also.
Japan's different.
But here's the thing, right? Like
It's also short-sighted because you got to think about the value of the brand, right? And you start doing that, you do start to dilute the value of the brand. So
Nintendo's never
that's
done
the
it.
reason Nintendo's very about brand.
Well, I think
That
I think it dilutes the value of the hardware. I don't think the value of Mario is less because more people get to play Mario.
People choosing a
Let me
Nintendo
ask,
system.
Minecraft's on everything. Is the value less or more because of it? Or should it just stay Xbox exclusive?
I mean,
Like-
I see where you're coming from, but
GTA 6 sells 200. GTA 5, sorry, it sold 200 million units. I'm sorry. Did it do that by being an exclusive?
Perspective matters, though, right? Like, for example, like Nintendo, right? Like, I think the way they look. I mean, obviously, the way they look at it, they want people to buy their hardware. They want people to play Nintendo games on a Nintendo,
Yeah.
right? A PlayStation is not a Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's why I said it just devalues the hardware, though. You're not talking about the IP.
Yeah.
There.
It's
If I'm-
part of the brand. I get it, but I also don't think that I don't.
By the way,
Nintendo's
think-
too old school.
I don't care if Nintendo's games are on other systems. Isn't saying they're going to do that. They're not going to. They won't even. It won't even let Minecraft Mario content exist on other platforms.
So
So like,
They won't even use discs.
the ultimate point, though,
dude, this is how bad it is. You can't not only just not use the Rocket League skins on other platforms. If you're playing on another platform, you can't even see that they're using the skin.
Yep.
That's how restrictive Nintendo is about their IPs even appearing on other systems.
well, let's think about this though. Like, you look at like how like old games skyrocket in price when they're Nintendo games.
Sure.
You know, if Nintendo games start appearing on other pieces of hardware, that doesn't happen as much. There's something to that.
I will say I don't really care about the value of old games staying high.
Well, it's just
The ones that
but
stay high.
it's about my point is it's about the brand of Nintendo. Like, Nintendo games do this, and so when you start making them more frequent, you know, it inherently decreases the value.
How would it make it more frequent? It just makes it more available.
It's supply versus demand.
Like Ubisoft, it's like $20 3 months later. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
fully
man.
released.
It's not lowering their prices. They weren't going to, even if they had it on PlayStation, they're going to just keep it high. They're not going to change that.
Mm.
And they'll probably sell anyways.
I think it's very like
I think companies
kumbaya.
that they've been doing this whole let's decrease the price 2 months later. I think it's actually been a negative effect for a lot of those AAA companies because they're devaluing their game, saying, hey, if you wait 2 months after launch, our game ain't worth what we were charging 2 months ago. Like, oh, what are you talking about?
Mm.
It's like, it's still not a high quality game. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe the game sucked. But, you know, that's one thing Nintendo's done is they created a value brand by saying, no, our games are worth 65 years from now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think it's very like kumbaya right now. Like I'm not looking too much into the Horizons Lego game. It was a shock, but I'm kind of wondering if the industry will stay close as Nintendo has stronger hardware. Cause I think people look at Nintendo right now and it's like, oh, look at this successful. They have a cute little handheld. Let's like throw them a couple games. But like when the gap is closer, I'm wondering if like Sony's going to back away a little bit. Like, should we be giving them our IPs? Because like right now, say like Doom, for an example, it does run decent on Switch, but I would never choose the Switch version over the other consoles. But what if that gap is closer and like it's coming out day and date and like it performs pretty similarly? Like I feel like, and you said like Sony and Xbox, like they're big sellers for third party. So I feel like that's almost a threat. As the gap closes, I don't think it'll ever, even out, but I don't know. I can't see like Sony's big games coming over.
No, I don't see it either.
You just
Yeah,
never know.
I think
Yeah.
we're
He's out of
severely.
money.
I think we're severely overestimating the value having a console exclusives. That's why Nintendo doesn't do it. It's why I don't think Sony is going to put out their big things. Lego Horizon is just not that big of a deal. You know,
Yeah.
let's have this conversation when they decide to put Horizon.
Yeah.
I think we got.
But even then, if they put
sells.
Horizon, that game is years old already, right? Like if we're talking about getting 7-year-old games, okay, fine, that is something to talk about. But like,
Well, you know what?
there's obviously tiers to this, right?
Yeah.
I have another point to this too.
Oh, man,
Another thing I wanted to bring up about it.
my channel. Sorry, guys, for my hot takes.
Now, this is a, I guess you could say, a hot take scenario. But let me pose this to you guys. Imagine Sony announced Astrobot for Switch 2. Now, let me kind of explain this. I don't really see it happening because the DualSense controller is integral to Astro's Playroom experience, and I have to imagine that the Astrobot game would be taking advantage of the controller in the same sense. But imagine if they released this game full of PlayStation history, love, lore for the brand on Nintendo. That would be like the ultimate way to cross-pollinate with a different install base. And I think it would be an extremely bold move, and I think it's a game that would sell extremely well on Switch too. Wouldn't that be crazy if like you put out a game that's all about PlayStation and the love for it on Switch? You'd think that some people might play and be like, this game's really good. This is really interesting. Maybe I want to buy a PlayStation now. It would maybe
what's
help
funny
them
about
sell
that?
more hardware.
I don't even know if Nintendo would greenlight that.
I wonder too. I thought about that. You
Man.
gotta wonder.
Like if Sony's like, hey, we'll put this game on, just you guys get a cut. Nintendo might be like, yeah, we're not gonna do that.
I don't even think they need it. It would be cool, but it's like I feel like they have big things coming out. Like I feel like they're really ramping up things. Which kind of has me Nintendo. I think Switch 2, they're gonna have a killer lineup, and that reveal is probably gonna have a ton of good games in it. So I don't know. I think we might have a different tune like when we see all the games coming out.
Yeah. I gotta wonder if Nintendo, seriously, I do wonder if they'd greenlight that one.
I just it just dawned on me. Nintendo Talk and Nintendo Prime have two very different perspectives, and one Prime 4 is coming out. I just think it's funny.
Why does that?
I know it seems random. It's just
We're completely different people. I'm so confused.
I know, but I just appreciate it.
Are you inferring that we're two people, like Midori?
What? Oh God!
Yeah.
Isn't Midori like
You're
an
my-
amalgamation of like several people? I don't know, man.
You both have Nintendo in your name. Sit down.
It's true.
It's true. No lies were told.
No, it's just I think you both thought I was gonna be a little upset by your Prime 4 bingo placements,
Nah,
but I'm like,
You knew
whatever happens,
what
happens.
already. You already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
All right, so I got one more point to make here before we get into these games, and this goes hand in hand with everything that kind of happened over the weekend, but with the Xbox showcase, okay? And you guys are going to have to follow me on this one because there's a little bit of math, but I did it all. And I want to know what you guys think about this. And chat as well, I want to know what you guys think. So I watched the Phil Spencer interview. Do you guys all watch it or at least read a little bit about how he wants to get Xbox games on as many screens as possible? And, he said it's coming to other consoles. So to me, it sounds like Microsoft is going to want to release a majority of their games multi-platform. And as I'm reading this, let me post this picture real quick because I got a nice screenshot of these games that were announced. So let me pull this up real quick.
There's a lot of games that were announced.
Yeah, I got a really nice graphic. Here it is. Here we
They had a
go.
great presentation.
Here we go. Let's see this.
Here we go.
Oh, that's
that's
sick
beautiful.
graphic. Love it.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
I got another one too that is the same graphic and it has only the Xbox, the true exclusives, because the other ones are actually coming to PlayStation. Do you guys want to see that one?
Sure.
Yeah.
because this kind of helps paint the picture, and I think it's pretty cool. And of course, I think some Sony probably fan did that to upset Xbox fans
Probably.
on X. But I was like,
Games
this
are
is a
still
good
coming to Xbox,
infographic,
though.
actually.
All
Did it
right.
pop up yet? There we go.
So the only game I care about there. Oh, well, Perfect Dark and Fable. I think Perfect Dark's gonna come to Switch too.
I do too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Let me
So
ask
then the
you
only
guys
game
this.
I can't get is Fable that I care about. But even then, I'm not sure how I feel about the direction they're taking Fable right now. I need more. I need to see more. Although the latest trailer actually made me feel better about it than before.
Yeah, I agree. So let me ask you guys this. So my gut, right? My kind of tells me that Xbox's long-term direction, based on the things they've said in interviews, is they do want to go multi-platform. But I think there's some tiers to it, right? I think they will continue to release Xbox, as in consoles, and have their games released as part of Game Pass, and then release their games individually, multi-platform, for a regular retail price for now. I would presume they want Game Pass to be on all platforms, but the only way I see that happening, honestly, is if they exit the console hardware business. So I would think that Microsoft would have to propose sort of a fair profit sharing model with Sony and both Nintendo if this were to ever happen. But until then, I think Microsoft needs to release their games on PlayStation and Nintendo in order to make their games available to a wider demographic. Now, here's where I get into some of the numbers. So currently, Microsoft has 34 million Game Pass subscribers across Xbox and PC. Most people don't own a PC that can run these games. When I say most people, I just mean the average consumer. I'm sure some of us do, and a lot of people in chat probably do, but your everyday consumer doesn't have a PC that can run high-end video games, right? Now, if they release their games on Switch, their game is now available to 140 million more people. And if they bring it to PlayStation, currently the PS5 install base is about 55 million. So now you're selling your games, your IP, to nearly 200 million gamers between PlayStation and Nintendo versus the 34 million Game Pass owners. And we all know how many games Game Pass subscribers actually buy. They usually wait till it hits Game Pass. So between the Series X and S, they've sold 27 million units. That's the current number. So we all know the real profit is in the software because a lot of these manufacturers lose money on the hardware or they break even. So take a game like the new Indiana Jones. Of the 27 million Xbox owners, say they sell 5 million copies, either through Game Pass or actual purchases. That means 18.3% of their installed base purchased Indiana Jones. Now, think how many people would buy that game on PS5 or Switch 2. So take the same formula and say 18% of Switch and PS5 owners buy Indiana Jones. Now you've went from selling 5 million copies on Xbox to selling 25 million on Switch and almost 10 million on PS5 for a grand total of about 35 million. That is a 694% sales increase on one game. So for a company that's as rich as Microsoft, they would be insane to not release their games on multiple platforms. So I think this would be an extremely viable business plan until Microsoft can get Game Pass everywhere, like I believe they eventually want to do. This is a plan right now to make a ton of money. What do you guys think about that?
I think that makes a lot of sense because in the end, Microsoft, I think that they had a plan at one point years ago that they were in this long haul with Game Pass. But the idea is we're going to take losses, build it up like Netflix, give it about 10 years, hit 100 million subscribers, and then just make bank. And that all happened before, one, they got approved to buy Bethesda, which they probably still figured, all right, that's actually part of the plan. That'll work out. And then before they were approved to spend $70 billion on Activision Blizzard King. And then corporate now cares a lot more because you went from just something they wipe their ass with to something that we just spent $70 billion on. So I think that there's pressure from corporate to make money. They bought a bunch of studios that release their games on everything. So it just makes sense to continue to do that and make a bunch of money. And Microsoft has struggled every generation but the Xbox 360 to find success outside the United States. There's a lot of rumors out there they're looking to invest possibly in PC kind of handhelds, which I think actually makes a lot of sense for Microsoft, considering that they don't have a very user-friendly version of Windows for that space. So they could actually be the platform that has like sort of a pseudo-exclusive version of Windows that could work very well in the handheld space. And they can maybe get some traction there. Plus, they're a PC company anyways. And hell yeah, I think at this point they're just trying to find any way they can to make a lot of money. I don't know if that means Game Pass is dissolved one day. That I have no idea, but I do think that the numbers don't lie. The numbers.
Would the other companies allow a Game Pass on their system? Because I would get it day one on a Nintendo system. It's such a good value. I have it now. But it's
I think they would. Only the big hiccup seems to be the Xbox accounts.
Mhm.
Like yeah, they still let you log into just like you can log into the Epic Game accounts with Fortnite. They still let you log into the account, but running a subscription service that isn't through Nintendo, isn't through PlayStation, it seems to be a lot of the big holdup. Obviously, there has to be some sort of profit share. But then how do you determine how the profit share should be? Like, say I signed up for it on my Xbox, but now I'm just downloading it on my other platforms. How does that work? How does Nintendo get a cut out of that when that's not how I signed up? I have no idea. Maybe it would end up being just exclusive versions of Game Pass for those systems that you have to sign up for separately. Maybe that's the solution. But I think, look, it's just about having games there. The only thing I can think is for PlayStation, they might say no. Not just because of profit sharing with Game Pass, but because Game Pass might actually cost them money. Now people don't got to buy Call of Duty anymore. You just get Game Pass.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know.
Well,
Don't they have their own thing? They have like
They have a
PlayStation Premium,
yeah.
Plus, and all that. I have Premium, but we're
you
not.
you get those free monthly games, and then you have their classic library.
Yeah, it's
which
no
is very
Game
similar to
Pass.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's more
It's
like
decent.
MSN. Yeah. So
I don't know because, like, when someone buys a $60-$70 game, it's a lot of money, right? I'm not sure.
that's all he's got. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm tired. I'm at my wit's end at this point.
That happens. Yeah. I mean, I think it just makes a lot of sense. I'll just give a quick take that I have on this general topic about like all these games, like what's going to come over. Look, I think it's going to be everything. I'm a true believer that Switch 2 literally is going to be powerful enough to get everything, and everyone likes making money. So these games at Summer Game Fest is what actually sold me, because like almost half the games at Summer Game Fest are coming to Switch. And that was insane to me. The amount of games they showed that are coming to Switch this late in the life, I'm like, holy shit. These third parties want their games on Nintendo. The ones that aren't there are just because it's not technologically possible in a way that they feel comfortable. Like, yeah, you can dumb down any game enough to run on anything. You can run on a calculator if you want, but is it going to be the same experience? A lot of people don't want to dumb it down enough. If Switch 2's got got power, I think everything. I don't unless it's like the only company that I would say pause a little bit, anything from EA. I don't know what the hell's going on with EA. They don't like Nintendo.
Classic EA.
So like
They will.
I'd love the new Dragon Age to be on Switch too, but it's EA. I ain't banking on anything coming from them. You'll get FIFA. Maybe they finally give us Madden because they can make all those extra microtransactions. But I just don't. They just don't really seem to like Nintendo much.
All those years of releasing the game and not giving us a franchise mode.
Oh, God, yeah.
Horrible, man.
You're trying to like originally tell us that like FIFA is, oh yeah, man, it's like the same game. It's labeled the same. You got the same graphics. And no, you don't. It's
So
literally
dumb.
versions of the game, and then you're reselling me that same version with updated rosters every year. Oh, and now we're saying it's a legacy version. Oh wait, that didn't go over well. So no, let's change it to something else.
Yep.
I just dude,
Horrible.
doesn't give a shit about Nintendo. So I just don't think they're going to care to put the effort in. And that sucks because EA's got a lot of really cool IPs. Like I am excited for the upcoming Dragon Age game. I think it finally looks like a good BioWare game, and that makes me excited. But I'll play it out somewhere else. It's fine.
The gameplay looked good.
All the Ubisoft stuff, I don't know if all. Well, let me put it this way: when I say all the games that we saw, I obviously think there are some games that come out this year that they might not feel are worth it porting next year because they have more games coming. But anything that's slated like 2025 and later, I see no reason it wouldn't come unless you just don't like to make money. The only exception I will give at the moment is Grand Theft Auto, just because we never got GTA 5. And so I just don't know if there's like some reason they don't want to bring their games over to Nintendo. I know people talk about, well, the online, it's all about the online, and they cut the online from the Xbox 360 version. Well, I got news for you. Switch is more powerful than the Xbox 360. Probably could have ran that online mode. Just didn't do it.
I mean, here's my question. If the new Grand Theft Auto can run on Series S, if, because we don't know for sure, but if it can, there's no reason for it to not come out on Switch too.
Yeah. But we'll see. Like my whole thing is just, I truly think after watching Summer Game Fest, everyone wants to be on Switch too. They don't want to miss the boat this time, unless you're EA.
Yeah, I agree. You don't. And not to go into detail, because I'm not going to now on all of these, because there's so much to talk about and it'd be a lot. But I will just say that I agree with you on everything that I saw over the weekend. And, you know, I tuned in to all the live streams. I watched all of it, and it was a lot of fun. But I was looking at it from a certain lens as well. It's like, yeah, I own all the consoles. I have Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. But I was looking at it too, obviously, like, hey, I wonder what games can come to Switch too, which is why I posted that picture, had that picture up earlier, because it's like, hey, of all those great games that everyone was like hyped about, and I still am, that were announced for Xbox, only 9 of them are exclusives to Xbox. The rest are coming to PlayStation, which means fair game on Switch. But all those games are going to run on Series S, which means why can't it run on Switch too? And you got to believe that even games that aren't going to PlayStation, like Perfect Dark, that was a game that seems to be Xbox exclusive. I got to imagine, why would you not bring Perfect Dark over to Switch? Like, you know, it's going to come on NSO too.
It looked good, but it also did look far away. I don't think they gave a release window even. Yeah.
I would say 2026, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if we think about it, we're in June, right? Maybe it could hit November 2025, maybe. But it looked cool. It looked cool. Like, it looked like it was going to take on more
I noticed
kind of spy
a lot
elements.
I noticed I loved it. I thought it looked great. Some people are complaining about the Mirror's Edge like movements, but that's just modern shooters nowadays, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
But I did notice there's a lot of cuts, like a lot of cuts. So, you know, I do wonder if like those initial rumors or reports about it having a lot of developmental troubles, you know, they showed us gameplay, but they showed it, you know, just quick pieces that looked good. And the reason there's no release date is because they're really not sure. They're still got a lot of work to do. I like the direction they're headed in, though. It looks like a fun game.
Well, you know, this isn't the Rare that we all know and love. The Stamper brothers are long gone that started Rare. This is they're only the company by name, in my opinion. I'm hoping they can live up to that name, though, because it's completely new. The whole staff there is new. As far as I've gathered, there really is like no veterans over there. This is a kind of a new company. Yeah. I mean, what have they been doing? They've been working on back end stuff for Xbox, right? For the hardware.
Yeah,
that's what they've been doing.
Yeah,
they were in charge of creating the Xbox avatars for a while. like your little me character. It's like, that's what you have Rare doing.
Such a waste.
Such a waste. Come back home. Come back to Nintendo. It would make sense, man. Perfect Dark. Give us Banjo Kazooie. Life's good.
I'm gonna get to this quick before Andres Restart passes out over there. We had a super chat earlier from Boo Many specifically for you. It says for Andres Restart, why wasn't announcement of Ruby playing as Epona in Zelda movie on your bingo card? Because the world deserves to know.
Well, because the Zelda movie will not be discussed in the Nintendo Direct. That's why.
I'm actually surprised nobody really put any movie stuff in the direct because they do sometimes.
Yeah, I don't. I just think it's too soon.
I hope it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
We need game stuff. We need game talk.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah,
what if they're just
movie
like,
stuff?
look,
Movie stuff does kind of feel like fluff.
Look, and we just hit you with the 5 quickies. You got your game every month the rest of the year, and now we're like, yeah, we know those games suck. Here's the Zelda movie, though.
One more thing.
I mean, it is a good way to kind of like fill up the direct if they really don't got anything good for this year. But
God,
we've seen that what their forecast is. How are they going to sell that without bringing
they got something,
some valuable stuff?
All they got to do now,
Yeah.
see, they don't even have to do the movie. It's just that one more thing is just they just drop a date that they're making the Switch 2 announcement.
Just a date, nothing
No,
else.
the Switch 2, they're making the Switch 2 announcement.
Oh, okay.
That's what you do.
that'd
Yeah.
be cool. It'd be very weird.
All of a sudden, it's like our next generation plans. Blah 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 blah. This time in August.
No
I
context.
did wonder if we would maybe get that because that's not Switch 2 being at the Direct.
No,
It's not fair.
It's when when the next event is. Basically.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
I did wonder about that. I thought about that. That would be great.
That would be cool too, because like nobody expects anything, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, now hype's just through the roof because now we know exactly when it's happening.
Mhm.
It would be kind of
Yep.
crazy. I think that only happens though, by the way, if they're not very confident in like the second half slate actually exciting people.
Yeah,
Then it's like, okay, well, we need to make sure our fans know that we didn't forget about them. So, hey, this is when we're going to make the big announcement you're waiting for.
or they could make a tweet like shortly after the direct, or like a few days after
Probably
the
more
direct.
realistically, what would happen?
Yeah,
It'd be a company IR tweet. We're like, oh, by the way, plans for our next generation. Oh, wait, so why do we even have the direct? This is what we actually wanted to see.
It would be hilarious if if the direct's like a mini, it's just a couple like Switch games, and then
They
Switch
never
2 is
said it would
coming
be
out
a
this year.
general. That's the funny thing. They never actually said it would be a general.
I mean, we're all assuming it's a general because if it's not, it'll be a damn catastrophe.
well, if it's a mini and it's literally just strictly about the next like 5 months, it's like, okay, cool. Well, damn, you better drop that tweet then about when you're revealing the system because holy
there's
crap.
no way that would be like the worst thing ever.
And watch. We're all like excited. We got these bingo cards, and literally the rest of the year is just a bunch of announcements like the Nintendo World Championships. It's like these really tiny.
I would like to remind you that we had bingo cards that never even got to
That
be
you-
put through the test because
February.
there was never actually a direct.
Yep.
I mean,
But-
there was a partner, but
That was not. See,
Yeah.
that's on a podcast that no longer exists. That's retired.
Mm-hmm.
No matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we have information on this direct we didn't back then, which is that it's only on Switch games.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
see
by
about
the
that.
way, I am gonna head out early
Yeah.
because I am
why
extremely
I got
tired.
the
I'm literally
super
falling asleep on your stream.
Yep.
Yeah. Not because of your stream, but because I was up
No.
early.
I also blame it.
But I will say I did.
Started late, so
We would have been done if it wasn't for the.
yeah.
the-
We
the
got one
tech
more
thing,
topic,
but
and we'll
it-
fly through that topic pretty easy.
I mean, it's already a 2-hour long show. This is a full show already. But just I'll leave you guys with this. I had a dream. Not lying, I did have a dream, and the dream
Just
was on
now,
Metroid
or-
Prime 4. And no, not now. No, that's that. Yeah, that. I mean, I'm daydreaming about eventually seeing Prime 4, but I literally had a dream of us seeing Metroid Prime 4 last night, and in the dream, there was like a lot of like rocks, almost like us coming out of like a rocky like mountain volcano. Then there was like red lightning, like all throughout red lightning, and at the end there was like just like this blue like electrical portal. And for some reason, I just knew in my heart that was Metroid Prime 4. I know it makes no sense, but that was my dream. So
Imagine that happens.
And then I
That'd be
woke up,
crazy.
sadly.
That would be insane. That just happens.
Then I'd be a prophet. I'd be a freaking prophet. Like,
Then you'd have to make a persona.
There'd be
the
no way
ultimate
that you
leaker
could
is
be
my
annoyed at
dreams.
this point. Like my whole Andres is annoyed. No, because he would be so on his high horse. Like, holy shit, my dreams are reality.
I had another weird. I don't know. This is things like get weird, man.
I can't
I
remember
had
last
another
time I
dream,
dreamed of a
but it
Nintendo
wasn't.
game
It wasn't
reveal.
fun.
It's been a while since I've dreamed of a Nintendo game.
What?
So it's been a long time since I've had a literal dream about a game reveal.
Yeah,
It has happened. It's
Yeah.
been-
I don't know, man. I might be returning my childhood here. Like
Just gonna say
like
that was my
2025
childhood.
might be just like
12-year-old Andres is back.
I don't know. Like I was. Simpler times, dude. Like you just worry about. Oh man, there's this really cool game I get to play. Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
not
this is a really
worried
cool
about-
game I get to play.
You're not
Like,
worried
you
about
just-
the bills. You're not worried about dating.
you don't
or
have to-
shit. Just
bills, aging, love, none of that. Just you get to have a journey in this world, and then you move on to the next one, and it's just a good time. Like that's gonna be nice. But yeah, I'm gonna have a good night. So I
Yep.
bid you all fare thee welleth.
Good night, man.
All right,
Yeah,
Later.
man.
bye. See ya.
That's fine. Anyone else have anything to add about like games you thought from those showcases would pop over to Switch 2?
I think Doom. I think Doom's a lock.
I do too.
Doom.
I think anything that can play on Series S is coming.
Dude, that shield. In Doom.
Dude, Doom looked good.
That's the
so good.
last thing I expected them to do in Doom. Yeah, that's what a saw blade shield. Okay, it just works. That's awesome.
Yeah, Doom in the Middle Ages never would have expected.
Every time you think that like they can't come up with any other crazy ideas for Doom, they just do it. I love it. That team is just they're on fire since Doom 2016. They just man, dude, every game they're finding some new crazy stuff. It's like you're just demon slaying, yeah, but it's awesome. It feels awesome to do
It
it.
never gets old.
Like it's just, oh, I've done this a million times now, but you haven't done it with a shield. Now watch what happens.
Yeah, it looks great. Doom's come a long way since '93.
Yes, it has.
A very long way.
All right. Well, we could probably move on to our last topic here besides the Q&A questions. Look, top 5 Pokemon games, right? That's what we're talking about here. Top 5 Pokemon games. And here's the thing. We're not being like, oh, just mainline. No. Any spin-offs can count in. Doesn't matter as long as it's officially licensed. So you might have like a fan game. I don't care. Okay. A fan game is a different discussion. So officially licensed stuff. There's not really a whole lot for me to go over. I mean, unless I want to give my list first. I don't know. So you guys got your list ready? I'm still
I got it.
Got it.
Wait, Eric, you know what? You go first because you're laughing about it. By the way, you combine the generations as like one thing. It's like X and Y is one game.
No.
Yeah, X and Y is one game. Sorry, you can't just be like, it's red, blue, yellow. It's red, G, Pokemon Snap.
Yep, you pretty much hit it, actually, besides
but-
Stadium.
So what's your list, Eric? Or did I just mess you up?
Fine, no. Gen 1,
Is that your number one?
yes.
Okay.
TCG, Stadium, Snap, and then Gen 2. Good enough.
Okay. I mean, nice, simple, concise. I
Because
like it.
those are the ones I've played the most of.
There you go. Hey, yeah, I need to come with a list, especially when the spin-offs are included.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next? Steve, you said you had your list.
Okay.
What do you got?
Okay, first, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. That was my first Pokemon game. I bought it when it came out. Played it on my Game Boy Color. Fond memories. Then Heart Gold and Soul Silver on DS. Pokemon Emerald. Pokemon Crystal. And Legends.
Nice.
I like the direction it's going in now. And, if they don't exclusively go in that direction, I don't know what they're going to do. I expected Legends Arceus too. But say we don't get one, I hope they take a lot of stuff that they did there and apply it to the mainline series, right? I would presume we're going to get one, right? But if we don't, there's so much I love there. So, yeah.
Solid.
So my list, I played a lot of Pokemon, but there's no secret. Like there's a 15-year, 18-year span where I really didn't like the games that much. But I think it's for me, it's pretty simple. Like Gen 1 is what I've always been, like a Gen 1er. But here's the thing. Then Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, and I actually like them more than the original Gen 1 games. And I know people think it's like blasphemy. I'm like, I don't know why it's blasphemy. They're just better. They're the same games, but better. So why would I not like them? So that's actually coming in at my number 5 slot rather than number 1. Because look, it turns out I might like some Pokemon a little bit. So at number 4, we get the TCG game. The Game Boy Color TCG game. Love the hell out of that thing. It's great. I think it's on NSO if you guys want to play it. I know it's not exactly like it was back in the day. None of the things that are on NSO are exactly the same. The stadium games and all that aren't things. But whatever. It's there. You can experience it, enjoy it. It's really, really fun. It's kind of crazy. It's an RPG trading card game. I like it. It's good. Number 3. This one was tough for me because I really enjoyed the original, but I think I'm actually going to go with Pokemon Coliseum.
Ooh.
Look, Stadium's great, and I have very vivid memories with Eric, especially with the mini game fest, Eck and Ring Toss, and all the rest. Just something about Coliseum felt like just a more complete experience. I know it was a little bit out of when I started to sort of get out of Pokemon, but that didn't mean that this game was necessarily bad. And I really, really, really thought that I just wish it existed instead of Stadium at the time that I was super into Pokemon. So it's there. I love it. I hope we get another game like it. I understand that it's a little weird because they've sort of incorporated a lot of the features already into the games, but hey, find a new way to do it. I'm cool with it. A game that's just about massive arenas and mini games, I'll take it. Like, let's go. So we got that in at number 3. Number 2. This is one that I feel like people will think is controversial, but I don't think it should be. But it's because of how high it is and how many other games aren't on the list because of it. I'm throwing out Pokemon Go. I think people don't understand. Like, I don't play Pokemon Go that much. I maybe boot it up like once every few months and just see if there's some Pokemon around me while I'm on a walk or something. But it really kind of gave me a way to enjoy Pokemon that doesn't feel weird. Like, sometimes, look, Pokemon's a kid's RPG, right? We know that. Plenty of adults play it, but it does feel a little weird when you're just like playing Pokemon as a near 40-year-old on a bus. It's a little weird when people look over at it and think, that's what you're playing? No, but you bust out your phone and you're playing Go and everyone thinks it's cool because they're doing it too. And it's like a big community thing. It's one of the few times in Pokemon that I've actually felt like a community when playing that game. And I understand there's all these multiplayer Pokemon games. I'm going to tell you what, I've never been big into the multiplayer in the Pokemon games, but Pokemon Go, like, I'll be at Irvine Park with my kids and I'm like, oh, dude, there's a raid battle over here. What's going on? And there's like 5 other people at Irvine Park busting out raid battle with me, and they're all adults. So we're like, yeah, this is sweet. I like it. So that's number 2. I know it feels weird. I'm not saying it's a more complete game, but it's just fun, the experience. It's community.
It's a good pick. I like it.
And number 1 is probably the game that got me really back into Pokemon in the first place, and that's Pokemon Legends.
Damn, number 1.
Game rocks. It has everything I love about Pokemon, and got rid of all the shit I hate. All the things that maybe stop playing Pokemon aren't in this game, and all the things I loved about Pokemon are. Gotta catch them all. It's there. You have a whole thing. You're trying to catch them all. Hey, let's get rid of the way we've been catching Pokemon for literally like feels like my whole life. And let's actually make the act of catching a Pokemon more interesting and fun again. You know, like, you don't have to just battle and beat the shit out of it. You get an advantage if you sneak up on it, just like in the anime. There's an advantage if you surprise and throw the Pokeball at a Pokemon that's not expecting it. Never had that in the games. Now we have it here. I really appreciated how it handled leveling up things. I just, in general, I just really appreciated the simplicity but yet adding all these new things in that have never been done before. Like it was almost like it was an experimental game that ended up being, to me, more complete than most Pokemon games. And when I finish a game and I not only feel satisfied, but desire more, that doesn't happen often. Like when I finished Pikmin 3 Deluxe, or even not Deluxe, but the original Pikmin 3 back on Wii U, love the game, but I didn't feel satisfied. I wanted more. So it let me know the game wasn't complete because I wasn't satisfied and I wanted more. But I felt completely satisfied at the end of Legends. And this is even getting into the story, which I thought was a very clever story. But I felt satisfied while wanting more. That to me let me know it's a complete experience that's repeatable and needs to come back. So that's where I'm at. I know, controversial list, because I put a lot of games above all the mainline games except for one that's at my number 5 spot. But look, guys, I played a bunch of them. Sorry, I kind of think they suck for the most part.
There's quality issues for sure.
Pokemon Go was wild, man. Like when I was working in mortgage, and we worked a lot of hours, a lot in mortgage. And I'm talking like 60, 70 hours a week. We're in the office all the time. And I'd come out of my office and I can't tell you how many people were playing Pokemon Go. These are like business professionals that are very passionate about their work, and everyone's playing it. And of course, productivity is probably going to take a hit, right? But as a gamer, and I was the manager and director there. As a gamer, I'm just like, this is so freaking cool, man. Like I can't be mad about this. This is great. And they all work so many hours. Enjoy yourself. But I just thought it was really cool. And it's just never something I thought I would see in the workplace the way I did. It was wild. So Pokemon Go makes a lot of sense, man. That definitely changed the game. And then when COVID hit, that was a big deal too. Everyone was playing that.
Yep. Yeah, that's my honorable mention. Pokemon Go, probably one of the best gaming experiences I've had, which is crazy. Mobile game. My number 5 is Arceus. I do like it a lot. I actually replayed it earlier this year when they announced the new Legends game, just to see if it was that good. It is that good. It is missing some things though. It's missing trainer battles. It's missing gym battles.
Don't care about any of those.
The shiny hunting is amazing. It's the best shiny hunting experience. It's so good. Number 4, Stadium 1 and 2, kind of lump those together. Me and my friend actually still play this on the 64. And if you don't transfer Pokemon in like the way you're intended to play, that game is so hard, man. If you just use rentals, because their moves are terrible. So yeah, Stadium 1 and 2, so good. Number 3, Pokemon Snap. I'm leaning towards the Switch one is beautiful. And there's so many Pokemon, and there's like quests, there's day-night cycles. Like I was scared for the new Pokemon Snap. They killed it. Number 2, I have Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I think that's as close to perfect as you can get. Like they're so good, man. And then number 1, nostalgia reasons, I got Gen 3, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. My favorites.
Yeah, good picks.
Yeah.
I thought about putting Snap in there. Fond memories of playing that on 64 back in the day.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's some good damn lists.
Yeah.
Man. I'm glad to see such wide variety in taste and everything.
Gen 1 pretty much across the board. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, such wide variety.
Yeah.
It's crazy that a bunch of Switch titles have been like the best in the series to some people. Like some people like Odyssey the best. Arceus is definitely one of the best. Wonder, people say that's their favorite 2D game. Like we were spoiled, man. Switch has some great titles on it.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll get to the super chats, guys. If you have any questions you want to get into the show, now's the time to do it. Go ahead and pop off those super chats and get your questions or statements in here. We got our first one coming in from Ari for $4.99. Says, should they make a new 3D traditional Zelda game? It's been 14 years since Skyward Sword. And yes, I know Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, obviously, do in there. But that's more open world. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't think any of us. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I don't think anyone would be opposed to it. Do I think it's realistic? I don't know. Part of me wonders if the new formula is obviously Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and the only time they're going to veer from that is when we're going to get a 2D top down or a remake. So I definitely think we can get one in the form of a remake. I don't know, based on comments made by what was it? Was Aranama, the director for Zelda? Doesn't sound like he wants to go backwards in that sense.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say.
I think
would love
they've
it, though.
opened Pandora's box with that one. Because like Zelda now is like on such a pedestal. It's like it's the Nintendo game that I think one of the only Nintendo games that has a chance of winning Game of the Year. And that might sound extreme, but like I don't know, man. You come out with a new Zelda and it's like very limited and very old school. I don't know how that would be received. But
yeah, I feel like the new Zelda players, when I say new, like let's say the ones who are playing Zelda for the first time on Switch, their first Zelda was Breath of the Wild. I feel like that group really supported Zelda. Obviously, they're the best-selling Zelda games of all time on Switch. Like those games are the best-selling in the series. So going backwards may alienate them a bit unless it's a remake. Because if it's a remake, then you can do it because it's an old game or remaking it. Like you have a reason to do it. But if it's a mainline new entry, I don't know if you want to do that if you're Nintendo.
Yeah. I think that well, I don't think Nintendo's going to do it, by the way. They literally already said in an interview, we're not doing this. So that's what's kind of funny. Like they addressed like a very similar question in an interview, and they just said, why would we go backwards? We're only looking forwards, and what we're doing now is Zelda is the future of the franchise. And now we don't know if that also means like for top down, because we got Link's Awakening remake in between. So like, does that mean they're not willing to do top down? That we don't know. But in terms of like a 3D one, I think Skyward Sword is like that last traditional one you're going to get because look, the sales don't lie. What they're doing now is significantly more popular than what they used to do. Now, in terms of what I would like, I actually really love the open world games and they end up being my favorite Zelda games. So I wanted to keep doing that, but I'm not like opposed to in between having these happen. The problem is it would take the entire team to make these games in between. So you're not really going to have that happen. So I think, unfortunately, we're probably done seeing 3D Zelda games like that. I want to say ever, because they could always go back. Like if the open world formula ever stops selling well for them, they can always go back and then it would feel refreshing. But I do think what is more likely is they take more of the things people love from the traditional games and keep melding it into the open world stuff. As an example, most people would say that in general, all the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild would probably rank well behind all the rest of the dungeons in every other 3D Zelda game. I want to say all of them because there's some dungeons you guys might hate in some of the other games, but most of them would be behind all of them. And so a huge thing they still haven't really fully figured out in an open world game is how to have that epic dungeon crawl experience within the open world. They did it better. I think most of this can be Tears of the Kingdom was better than what they did with the Divine Beast, but they're still not there yet. And I still think that's something they're still figuring out. But what's really cool is brand new world, brand new Zelda. That's what's next.
Yep.
All the things that they might have felt like they had to do for the world they were in, now they don't have to. They can break free of some of the stuff like the memories. So who knows how they're going to integrate this stuff in the next game. And they are listening. They literally said in all the interviews with Tears of the Kingdom that they have been listening to feedback to help what they're doing now be better, which isn't surprising when you consider Breath of the Wild was this particular Zelda team's first open world Zelda. Most of these guys weren't here with the original Zelda. So they are learning. and they are trying to figure this out, and they're listening to the feedback. They are not negotiating going away from open world, but that doesn't mean they don't hear that, hey, we can make this better. We want to figure out how we could do that. So, man, it does actually hurt me, though, to say, like, oh, yeah, we're never going to get another game like that.
Me too.
Definitely didn't think that at the time the Skyward Sword came out. That was not even a thought on my mind. But, man, this is so crazy to have that even come out of my mouth like that. That's legit. But that's what they said in an interview. What do you want me to do?
I think you're right, though. That's what I would want is the dungeons.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It really is.
Yeah.
All right. We had a super chat I actually forgot to tag earlier, so I can't feature it, but I want to make sure we get to it. It came from Travius for $5. He said, question for the pod. If you had to do another style of content besides gaming, what would it be?
I saw that question. I know. I do conspiracies.
Ooh, what kind of conspiracies?
You don't even want me to get into it. It's way too late.
Ruin his career before it begins.
It's way too late, guys.
That's the best time to talk about conspiracy.
Oh, man.
After dark. Let's go.
Yeah, I could go on for hours, but I would do that, honestly. It's very interesting to me. I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to say why.
Conspiracies, by the way, are very fun. Like, whether you believe or into them, they are very fascinating. Anyways, I think they're just fun. You can look at it like even like books. If you think it's all fake, fine, but you can still enjoy the ride. Why am I not surprised? The man with the stash. That's a Eric. If we did anything else,
Oh yeah, you and me'd be sports.
Okay, sports.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
All right. Hell yeah, love talking sports. Intent talk.
So I do have a second channel. I'm not active on it. I haven't posted in a while, but I did like random thrift shop, walkthroughs and stuff. I like going to thrift shop and finding weird stuff.
It is fun.
I think like IRL stuff.
All right.
Nice.
So I mean, Eric said sports, and I do technically have an alternative channel that's for sports, but I don't really do anything with it. And so just for the sake of being a little different, because you guys might not know, I got like a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. 5-year plan is Nintendo Prime, gets to a certain place, and I hire Eric or whoever else, and we have a team. But once that happens, it's all about expanding into other avenues that aren't just video games. One of them is sports. Yes, there's actually been talks behind the scenes on Just Restart and others about doing something with sports. But the other avenue is tech. You guys might not know this. I have a deep passion for technology, which is a very expensive thing to get into. But I would love, like, if you guys didn't see, we recently got like a BenQ sponsorship and did a projector thing. Well, if I did a tech channel, I wouldn't take a sponsorship like that because that would be a product I might potentially review or look at and want to give honest opinions on. But since I don't do that kind of stuff right now, I don't care. But yeah, I want a tech channel would be really, really cool. It's just something I have a passion for. For those that don't know, on YouTube, that's basically all I do is watch tech channels. I don't even watch other gaming channels. I just literally watch tech all the time.
Unless you're watching my Yo Noid video, right?
I watch a few of your retro reviews because I don't subscribe to like any other retro review channel. So when you drop one that just hits me in the feels, I'm like, all right, I'm doing some work. Let's listen to this. Sweet.
I would do tech as well. I actually have a huge passion for that, and I guest host on my friend's channel on YouTube for basketball. Suns Geek. Give him a shout out. If there's any Phoenix Suns fans out there, but I've been going on a show for a couple of years. We cover a lot of stuff, do a lot of live streams. Nice. I would definitely do sports.
There you go. See, look at that. See, it looks like me and Steve got to team up. We got to get sports going. We got to get.
I'm thinking, man.
And then, dude, I like talking conspiracies. Let's go. I might not. I like the entertainment value.
I'll talk all the Bigfoot all day.
I think we're all sports guys here.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right. Taker 610. He already did it for you, but has Steve twirled his mustache yet on stream?
Yeah, you guys saw earlier.
Yeah, he was. That's
go.
right. If you're listening to the audio version, you're missing out. This is the quality content you don't get if you're not watching the video version.
Love it.
We got Jorge FT did a $10 super chat. And so, do you think there will come a time in a future Summer Game Fest or other big presentation where greater than 50% of announced games are coming to Nintendo platforms? Yes.
Mhm.
Next year.
Yeah.
Mm,
I
yeah.
think next year
Yeah.
sounds right, actually.
Especially if the power is there, I don't see why not.
I mean, we already had a ton this year for Switch.
Yeah.
Now it's a system that can run all the games. Like, unless they just don't believe in Nintendo and want to not get on the train.
That's gonna be so cool to like see these crazy game trailers, and then at the end of it, a Nintendo
Yeah, the logo. And
It's gonna be so
it'll
good.
be even crazier if like there's a separate trailer for just like the version of the game for Switch 2
Mhm.
and it drops on the Nintendo channel and you go look at it and you're like, that doesn't really look much different than what I just saw in the presentation. Can you guys believe we live in a world where like back to the GameCube days where the games like look the same? It's sweet. It's been a while. We'll see though. There's some hopium there because we still don't even know what the hell Switch 2
Yeah.
is. All right. Justin Mazel drops in with a basil. Sorry.
God,
Basil.
you are. Yeah.
It looks like basil
I
to
know
me,
it
but then
does.
I don't
Yep.
know. Anyways.
Yep.
It says licking switches. Thanks. He gives me the $5. Yeah, I did lick it earlier. Well,
Oh boy.
little preview
Oh
of
wait,
my
hold
OnlyFans.
on. I can do that too.
Now do the cart.
To say it's a little. Oh, all right. It's a little preview of my OnlyFans. But
right.
you want a cart? I'm pretty sure there's a cart in here. Maybe. Oh, that's right. This is the OLED. You can't get it open because it ain't put a little notch in it. You gotta have fingernails. Oh, there is not in it. Dang it. You know what? The funny thing is I do have a brand new. I wish I didn't bring it down here. I did get a brand new game today. Shout out to my daughter. She gave me an early Father's Day present. Surprised me out of nowhere and got me the 1,000-Year Door.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't have to wait for July.
What a gift.
I was going to buy it in July, and she just said, no, you're going on vacation. You have all this plane time. You need to play
Yeah.
1,000-Year Door. I'm like,
Dude, that is clutch.
good. If I come back from vacation and I beat it, well, I probably shouldn't beat it because that meant that the rest of the vacation probably wasn't that great. But I could have a good, solid 12, 15 hours in it when I get back. That'll be nice. So apparently Eric gave me a cartridge to lick. Not a big fan of Lego City Undercover, are we?
What's my favorite Lego game?
Well, it will forever be imprinted with my germs. Hope you like it. God, that stuff's so mad.
The old game too. That's the crazy part.
It's wild to me that they did. I mean, I get why they did it so kids wouldn't eat it, but man, it's wild to me, dude. It's still that gross. All right, Macro came in with a $5. Says, will the Animal Crossing aquarium info be discussed in the direct? Because Nintendo is updating Animal Crossing New Horizons with new content as well, and in real life stuff at actual museums. I feel like Nintendo, you might be like an expert on this. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think there's no chance. This seems like a Twitter weird drop. I mean, yeah, so like Animal Crossing, they have like little things at different aquariums. They have like little, photo ops, and there's like a whole stamp thing. There's Animal Crossing rumors, which is crazy to me. People are saying New Leaf HD, which I don't buy that. No, I don't think. If they have something, they might throw this in, but yeah, I think like 1% chance. Sorry.
1% chance. So what's the new content they're putting in the game? I saw the aquarium, partnering with the actual aquariums.
No, I think they're saying, will they discuss? Yeah, the game is done with updates, but I think they're saying like because of the AC aquarium, will there be updates?
Oh, they're asking if there will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
No.
I mean, if there's anything, like maybe the aquarium logos might get a shirt release or something.
Yeah, something.
Maybe like that, so you could actually have the logos in the game. But that might be maybe about it. Kind of sucks. Animal Crossing should have got updates for much longer.
I know.
It's almost like that team had to move on to finish off a different game instead really quickly for Switch 2. And they're like, oh, shit, we just don't have enough people. Good thing they hired
I think
400.
most of them are Splatoon people.
Yeah. 400 people hired over the last year. It's almost like Nintendo is realizing, hey, we need more people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it. They're doing the opposite of what the industry is doing right now, which is kind of crazy to me. For now.
Also, the aquarium tour isn't new. They've done one in, I think, Europe, or they've done it before in Seattle.
Yeah, they have done it before. It's just the first one here, and that's
Yeah.
they're making a bigger deal out of it because of the big aquariums they have involved. But we have a was it $2 one? $2 super chat came in. It says, anyone excited for Visions of Mana?
No doubt.
Looks good.
I have it pre-ordered.
I'm so excited. I don't think I can wait for what I presume will be an inevitable Switch 2 version.
Yeah.
If I can wait.
Oh,
That
it'll
was-
definitely be on Switch too.
That was the biggest question, right? Do you pick it up now or wait?
For sure Switch 2 game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, because look, guys, Mana's been on every single Nintendo platform ever. There's no way they're going to skip Switch 2.
Yep.
And I know it'll be a late release, and it might even be there at launch. I was talking to someone on Twitter the other day, like, are you really going to double dip or am I going to hold out? I'm like, man, I kept telling myself, the bottom line is if I hold out and it doesn't come, it'll probably be like $2 on any platform at that point. So I'd save money, but then I'd also have to live with the fact that everyone's playing this game that might be my goatee. Well, I'm not. So I'm probably going to end up playing and beating it. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just won't beat it. I'll just play it casually here and there because I got to get my fill. I know I'm gonna end up beating it. That's just what's gonna happen. If it's gonna be my goatee, I'll probably end up beating it. I love the Mana series. One of my favorite series, guys. Secret of Mana, literally in my number 3 game of all time. You could argue number 2 if you want to say Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are the same game. So like, man, yeah. Like there's only one Mana game I didn't like, and that was Children of Mana. So even that game's okay. I like that game more than I like Phantom Hourglass. I can tell you that. God, Phantom Hourglass is just a bad game. It's just a bad game. Next up, we got Phantom Wolf with a 10 spot. Saying, if we're talking about games for the next Direct, I'd want to see a new 3D DK game teased for 2025. And for a Donkey Kong 64 drop to NSO, it makes sense with the park expansion and plus 30 years of DK. Hell yeah. Dude.
Yep.
I'm expecting an NSO drop of that. For sure.
NSO, I'm surprised we haven't, like, for the 30th anniversary, bare minimum, you give us the NSO DK64, right? Like, you just have to.
Yep.
You would literally own all the rights. You don't even need Microsoft. Just do it. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why it hasn't been done yet, is basically what I'm saying. But maybe that's why. They're saving it for the park and all that stuff. Sure. And then, when you think about, the new 3D Donkey Kong game, we don't know if it's a 3D Donkey Kong game. We gotta be careful there. Might just be another side scroller. We have no idea. But it sure would be nice. They haven't tried 3D Donkey Kong in a long time. I would like to see them return to that for sure.
Same.
That'd be cool. Especially since like the N64 one, it was cool at the time, but I don't think it's necessarily aged the best. It's a little
It hasn't.
It's a little rough to play.
There's a lot of people who hate that game.
Yeah.
A lot of hate.
I don't. I'm not one of them, but I've seen the community. I've seen people talk about it. There's a lot of hate for the game, with it being just like this extreme collectathon, like the epitome of the collectathon kind of genre thing that was going on back then. Like they went way overboard kind of thing. And some people don't like it. There's definitely a lot of people that don't. So I would love to see him return to it and make a proper one.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys and the chat, over or under 50% Nintendo teases a game that's like way in the future. Like doesn't even have a release date. Like Metroid Prime 4, where it's just like a trailer of something.
Over under what? 1?
50% of it happening.
The percentage of it happening?
Yeah.
Under.
Go under.
Yeah, I'm gonna say under too. Damn it.
You're gonna keep.
I think they were burned by Metroid.
Say over.
100% over.
Yeah, there we go.
It's happening.
150%. It's happening. Why not? I don't know what we're talking about, but it's happening.
Perfect.
I wonder.
You wonder. Well, Mackerel's going to keep us talking DK because he drops his $10 one in. And he had a whole long chain of messages earlier in the chat about this that I don't remember everything that you said. So I'm so sorry. So we'll just go with the super chat. He says, Donkey Kong Primal, my idea for a prehistoric jungle where DK and the Kong family will have to save their ancestral home from King Rule, K. Rule, and a new evil, banished Kong. DK gets a spear and new dino buddies.
Hell yeah.
Dude, is this like Turok? Donkey Kong?
Love it.
That'd be cool.
Like Turok and Far Cry.
Yeah, just combine it all together. Yeah, dude. I actually really like that idea. I don't know that Nintendo has thought of it or is going that way, but I would like it.
I'm at the point now where, like, dude, you could pitch any Donkey Kong game to me, dude.
We haven't had one since Tropical Freeze back in, what was that, 2014?
And the worst part is, like, Tropical Freeze is excellent. Like, that's one of the best 2D platformers. And Donkey Kong Country Returns was great on the Wii. So it's like, it's not just because we haven't seen Donkey Kong. It's like the quality of games that studio puts out is missing.
Yeah, think about that, guys. In 30 years, we've only received 5 Donkey Kong countries in 30 years.
Yeah,
That's insane. Like, I'm not talking about ports because we can get into ports like Game Boy Advance, yada yada. But we only got 5 like main DK country games. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You'd think they would have made more.
Yeah.
But then we had the Rare falling out, Microsoft buying them. It wasn't a falling out.
No, Nintendo didn't want them.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Makes no sense.
The only well, I've always said about the Rare thing, like if you do the research, Nintendo made the right decision
They did.
in terms of for them because the creative people at Rare were the owners that wanted out. So without their minds, Nintendo didn't want them anymore because then Nintendo's got to come up with the ideas, which is what Rare was so good at. The only reason, arguably, to buy them would have been just because you wanted to keep the IPs, but then you had to have a plan for the IPs like Banjo-Kazooie and all the rest. And Nintendo didn't. Also, one thing that was really nice about Rare back in the day is they sometimes would do things Nintendo didn't like. Those that know Nintendo didn't want Conquer Bad Day to
Of course
exist.
not.
They were actually very against that game. However, because of the clout Rare had built up with their games, that and Nintendo only had 50% say, they couldn't shut everything down. They just said, whatever, fine. And then it ended up being phenomenal and awesome. We never got another one. Damn it. But yeah, no, I do think that anything Donkey Kong at this point, like it's kind of crazy for being like one of the OGs. Like DK predates Mario.
Yep.
It is an OG, and we have like the least amount of entries in that series. Like, even if you include spinoffs, like it's just the least amount of entries for a main. And it's not as if like they haven't sold decent. Like, yeah, they don't sell the Mario levels, but they definitely do Kirby and better. So I don't. It's just crazy to not get more of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, it's so important to Nintendo. That's their second part of their expansion at the theme park is Donkey Kong, Mario, then Donkey Kong. What was one of the main characters in the Mario movie? Donkey Kong. Like it's a major character, not just for the history, but even today. Like it's a really big character for them. It's crazy we haven't gotten more. And I know a lot of it was because of Rare. They didn't have a plan for it after that. And I'm really glad that Retro Studios has been part of that plan for a bit. And now Retro Studios hasn't touched the thing in a decade.
Right.
So like,
But
you got to build a whole new team.
You got to think what you're saying, like with the theme park expansion and with the movie. Because, of course, we know we're going to get another Mario movie. He'll be in it again. We got the theme park. And then you got to presume they're going to have a Donkey Kong movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 3 big things. So it's like, even if we don't hear about Donkey Kong at this direct, you know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. And there's probably going to be a good amount of it. Like, I really hope they give Donkey Kong the love it deserves because the fans want it. We all want it.
Yep. He wasn't even just a cameo in the movie either. They went to the world. Like his extended family was in the movie. Come on.
It was a huge part. I love Macro following up. He said, I know that you have connections at Nintendo. I have some friends that are really good artists. Set up a meeting and pitch the game. I used to be a dynamic simulation artist. Well, that's really cool for you. I don't have any friends at Nintendo, so I don't know where that came from. What I have is a PR contact with Golan Harris. I can't even get meetings set up for myself, but I'll go ahead and get your meeting set up. Now I'll get Furukawa on the line. After all, for those who don't know and saw my tweet earlier today, my source is the man at the top, Furukawa. There's a direct happening before the 30th of this month, mostly about Switch. In fact, almost exclusively is what I'm being told. Thank you, Shintaro Furukawa. I don't have him on speed dial, though. He contacts me on Twitter.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. All right. That's going to do it for episode 7 of the Nintenbyte Podcast. Go around quick, let people know where you can find us. First, I'll make sure Andres Restart gets a little love. You guys need to go check out his channel. He's been putting out some juicy content almost every day. Getting into heavy discussions lately about Nintendo Directs and stuff, because of course that's the thing people want to talk about right now. And somehow he's finding a new way to talk about it almost daily. He's crazy. I can't do that, so good for him. And he's not just like giving you like a little 5-minute video. He's getting on these ultra deep, like almost documentary style at this point kind of videos, and he's somehow doing that almost daily. Dude, I didn't even get a video out today, man. Dude, go watch his stuff. It's great. And it's got good production value on top. Let's go ahead let's just get this one out of the way. Mr. Pumpkin, where can where can they find you, man?
Here.
Every Wednesday. Most Wednesdays.
Most Wednesdays.
He might even be solo hosting. Potentially.
I'm hoping my
unless he gets booted
work
out.
trip is.
Yeah, your work trip's going to be when I'm gone. And we just know it.
Of course it is, because that's actually the way it seems like it's lining up right now. And I'm not happy about this. Not going to lie.
I'm so excited for the. No, I'm not. All right. So I guess I'll still be hosting from a cruise ship. That'll be interesting.
Don't worry, we already had the power going on us once, so.
Yeah, what if power goes on the cruise ship? That'd be my luck.
So scary.
That would really suck, actually. That would really suck. And I got a balcony room, so I'll probably still have some light, but it's like, man, that sucks for the whole ship because everything is shut down at that point. That was really can't eat, can't do shit. You're just screwed. Can't even shit, literally. Toilet sober.
Over the deck, baby.
Over the deck. I got the balcony. Hey, sorry, you guys getting splattered on my bad.
Right.
Thunder Steve, 85 Gaming. What you got going on? Where can they find you?
Well, you guys find me right there at Thunder Steve 85 Gaming. And I just posted yesterday my review for Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door. Made sure to 100% the game. I put in about 55 hours, did everything. And of course, the review is spoiler free because that matters. I don't want to ever give away any spoilers. But guys, let me just say, don't sleep on this game. Don't skip on it. If you haven't played it, you should. And if you've played other Paper Mario games and maybe you didn't really click with them, I really still think you should give this one a try, because to me, this is, I don't want to give away any spoilers of my review, but this is peak Paper Mario. So don't pass it. Don't pass it up.
So earlier I mentioned that, a small little sponsorship from a projector thing. I was just glancing at your channel. Is that your most viewed video in like months? Is a projector video?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, how many is it at?
It's at like 900.
That's public, obviously.
900 what?
Views.
Oh, that projector.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the BenQ one that I reviewed.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever one was. It says
No, my Contra review got almost 30,000.
Where? Whoa! Where's that? Whoa!
Nice.
Whoa! Whoa!
Holy cow.
Yeah, my the Contra Operation Galuga got, I think it's at maybe 29.5, maybe 30. I don't check it very often.
Is it worth playing or not? Just tell me. That's all I
Yes.
need. Okay. Just don't play it on Switch.
No.
I played the Switch demo. It's very bad.
Yeah, I didn't play it on Switch. I mean, for a reason.
Yeah, the Switch demo
It
is
was
really
risky. Yeah, so I made sure to get it on PS5. But yeah, I will say that too with that video, man. The Contra community is very, very passionate about Contra. Still, it was the comments were. There was a lot. There was a lot of discussion. It was good. It was very good.
Nice.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that because then after that you dropped the little old school review of Contra, and then even that got a couple thousand views. Look at that.
Yeah, Shattered Soldier. It was fun to
You're
return.
on a big name in the Contra community. I see what's happening.
Yeah, who knew? I mean, I grew up playing it. I love it, but yeah, people enjoyed the Contra.
Like literally every Contra video you have has thousands of views. This is another one. What is? Yeah, that's what it is. He's Thunder Steve Contra edition.
I'm
You're
picking up the
sleeping on it.
slack for Konami,
Someone's got it.
right?
Oh, they actually have a game coming finally. Going back to Snake Eater. Finally.
Oh, very excited about that.
That looks
Actually
good too. Yeah.
It looked really good, yeah.
I was surprised. Like I said, when I was in your live stream,
Yeah.
I was really surprised to see that at the Xbox show.
I'm surprised it looked good. That was the thing. I was like, yeah, it's Konami. Oh, wait, actually, this isn't. Did they actually give a shit now? What just happened?
Because I feel like Konami might be similar to Rare in that they're Konami by name, but how many of the guys are still there? Guys and gals that did everything.
We know Kojima isn't.
Exactly. We know a lot are gone.
from everything.
And what's his name's gone? The guy who started his own studio and made Bloodstained.
Mm,
He was the guy doing Castlevania.
yeah.
So who knows? what's
Bloodstained.
going
They got
on.
their Pachinko machines. They're good. You know what's funny? Like I play, like when I go to the casino, there's definitely Konami machines that I play, and I kept going every time I see it. I'm like, why don't you have like a Metal Gear Pachinko machine here? What is going on, dude? You'd have me hooked. You just get all my money in your machine.
I saw they have some sort of Castlevania casino game that's at actual arcades,
Oh,
not like casinos. I saw it recently on Twitter. Someone's like, so this is what Konami's been doing.
well, it's definitely what they've been doing.
Microtransactions to a whole new level.
Yep, in real life ones with real.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool though, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Nintendo talk. Apparently, you're a younger version of me.
I was just gonna say that.
There was that joke earlier about we're alternate versions of each other. Well, maybe it's true.
Yeah. So thanks, Dad, for having me.
No problem, son.
You
Well,
can follow.
your accomplishments. Good job.
You can follow me everywhere at Nintendo Talk. I just put out a video with my direct predictions. If you want a more in-depth video about that, I also want to plug. Not that they need it, but I watched the Nintendo Life video of they played Luigi's Mansion 2 early, and they were pretty harsh on it. So
Were they?
I was out before.
I didn't.
I'm
watch
completely out now.
I watched it. I watched
So-
your video too, and your video was very good. Great
Thank you.
predictions. Yes.
So apparently they didn't update the camera controls and stuff for Luigi's Mansion 2, and it looks pretty bad. It looks like, dude,
Yeah.
this thing wasn't.
They didn't update it.
No,
It's
it has
concerning.
yeah, it's bad.
I expected that. That's like the bare minimum.
But it's a good video by them because I feel like they're usually pretty generous, especially.
Yeah, I mean, like Nintendo fans are usually generous about Nintendo because they want to like everything.
Yeah. What's the guy's name that did
Alex.
the video? Yeah, he's great. And
Yeah.
you're right. He's very positive, and you could tell by watching that video that he didn't want to completely bash on it, but
Yeah.
there was deep concern could be
Yeah.
felt there from watching the video. I'm like, shit, I have this pre-ordered,
It's a pretty lengthy video too. I'm pretty sure it's like a 30-minute video or so, like 20 plus minute.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he goes over some positives too. I mean, in terms of Luigi's Mansion games, this is not my favorite. I don't know. It's like the ghosts are generic. It's not a great thing, but there's definitely, I would say watch it if you maybe were interested. I'm never, someone to be like, don't buy this Nintendo game, but like,
I wonder if I could find a few other people that maybe played it and see if they made some videos and like, because I haven't done a lot of coverage on the game because I've been very skeptical and because I'm like, and that's just looking at it visually. I'm like, oh, so I'm really impressed with the visuals, and they're just like, well, it's actually not that bad. I'm like, I get it. It's fine. It's just it doesn't look like it's any different than the original. And when you're translating a 3DS game to the Switch, you got to have some updates. And I was concerned they wouldn't be there, and it sounds like the concerns might be valid.
Yeah,
I wanted to make a game like, should we be concerned about Luigi's Mansion 2? But if people got the previews and they're already putting out some opinions, I'm gonna have to watch some more of those videos and see if it's worth maybe drawing even more attention to be like, hey, maybe wait for the reviews on this one instead of just dropping the money, because
the big thing too is it's a full price game. It's not like it's like a 30 or 40.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it because Luigi's Mansion sells.
Yeah.
Man,
but I don't know, man.
What though? Like, if they didn't update the controls and update, very basic things, that, I mean, it's almost to the point. If I'm Nintendo, I wouldn't even put the game out. You just have a really solid reputation with Luigi's Mansion right now. You're gonna have a bunch of people who played 3 picking up this and being like, "Oh, this is shit." In comparison,
and I still gotta wonder if they're gonna announce maybe a shadow drop. I didn't put it on my predictions, but as we were going through them, I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot." Possibly Luigi's Mansion 1.
That would be cool.
I mean, it makes sense to have all 3.
If that was a package deal, 1 and 2, even 2, the way it is right now, that would be a lot better, especially for 60. But
for 60, that would be great. But yeah, it's kind of tough because I still have it on 3DS. I mean,
yeah,
man.
But yeah, just check out that video.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. By the way, I don't want things to be negative. I actually want it to be positive. I'm already like concerned now. I'm like, oh no.
And I love Luigi's Mansion.
Pick this game up right when I got back from vacation. I love Luigi's Mansion. And yeah, I played and beat Dark Moon, guys. So I don't know what the game is, but it's like, but I would like it to be updated because there's things I didn't like about the 3DS version that could be fixed with just even control updates. And it doesn't sound like they even did that, and that scares me. Maybe end with this a little bit. Are you still single, Eric? Mm-hmm. Okay. 10,000 Nudes has a proposition for you. He wants you to be his daddy. He's saying, is this possible because his mom is single?
Oh, boy.
That's a lot of noodles.
A lot of noodles. 10,000.
A lot of nudes.
That's coming from your son. Imagine how many noodles the mom has.
Something to think about.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out. So we're trying to make love connections here, okay?
Word.
That's what we're renaming this podcast to, the Love Connection. The Love Connection. We're gonna make a game show.
Wait.
Ask her what her favorite 5 Pokemon games are.
To all the single moms out there.
Oh Lord.
All right, guys. Thanks 10,000 Noodles for giving a little laugh at the end. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning into the Nintenbyte Podcast. It is live here on the Nintendo Prime YouTube channel and Thunder Steve 85 channel technically, and well, if Nintendo Talks here, Twitter as well. All around the place, because anyone can do whatever they want with the show. I really don't care because it's all volunteer to be here. We're all here to have a damn good time. I also want to just shout out you guys that have been listening and watching. We've been growing on every single platform this thing is on. Like, it's unbelievable. The Clips channel, I mean, look, we're almost at 400 subscribers over there, but that might not sound impressive until you start to look at the actual episodes, the actual clips doing thousands of views every single clip. Absolutely insane, the momentum happening over on the Clips channel. The audio listeners were slowly climbing up there. We're almost over 100 audio listeners every single episode. So that's even growing organically now, which is just crazy. And then if you even just look at the metrics on this live version that we do, I mean, look, 4,000 views is a standard. It's a standard. And we're slowly creeping up to where I think we're going to have an episode hit 5,000 and 6,000. I think closer we get to Switch 2, it's just going to keep going and going. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the feedback. I do, when you guys leave feedback in the comments, I definitely do read it. Maybe be a little nicer, some of you guys. Not so much about the criticism's fine, but some of you guys are a little mean to some of the guests. Let's chill a little bit. All right, let's chill a little bit. It's just opinions. And it's okay. I had some really bad ones today and said Nintendo should go third party, so you can go ahead and roast me. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Same time, same place for episode 8. Bye.
Peace.